Welcome to RFM Audio. This streaming audio broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. You are listening to RFM Audio on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. This broadcast will begin in 90 seconds. Welcome to RFM Audio. This streaming audio broadcast will begin in 1 minute. You are listening to RFM Audio on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. This broadcast will begin in 30 seconds. Welcome to RFM Audio. This streaming audio broadcast will begin in 10 seconds. And that sound means it's time for our countdown to kickoff here on RFM. A good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 high school football season, and welcome to Rivalry Family Media's coverage of high school football here in Central Massachusetts. It's a new night, it's a new home with a lot of familiar friends and partners that you'll meet along the way. It's great to have you with us here at Crocker Field. Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins will be with us in a matter of moments. Welcome you to our countdown to kickoff, which at 6:03 says it is not only time for countdown to the kickoff, it says we are 57 minutes to the top of the hour when we have Fitchburg and Leominster for you here on RFM Audio. We also welcome our live radio partners joining us tonight all around Central Massachusetts. And yes, WLPZ 95.1 FM and WLPZ.org. We say welcome and good evening to those of you joining us live tonight on 95.1 FM all around Central Massachusetts. Tonight, we've got a dandy for you to start off this week one of the high school football season. It's where we ended the high school football season a little over 250 days ago last Thanksgiving, when Leominster picked up a Thanksgiving Day victory by a 32-0 margin right here at Crocker Field over their arch rival, Fitchburg Red Raiders. Tonight, we've got the 141st meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg for you, also known as the second annual Kickoff Classic. The first game in the state of Massachusetts will kick off here on a Friday night. We'll talk about all the implications. We'll set the table for you as well. But first, I welcome in for the first time to RFM Audio's live football coverage, Bill Thomas. Bill Thomas, welcome to RFM Audio. New home, but seems to fit like a glove.
Yeah, I mean, same faces, same equipment. I'll tell you, Crocker Field hasn't changed, and I love our spot up here on the roof, but glad to be back at it. Only show in the state, opening night for high school football, and we have it here live on RFM Audio along with our partners. And I can't wait for kickoff, Todd. We got about 55 minutes. You talk about a Chamber of Commerce evening. They couldn't have dialed up a better one for this opening night of high school football.
Agreed wholeheartedly, and we've got a great one. And of course, traditionalists will argue whether these two schools should play each other twice a year, but they are, in fact, going to play each other twice a year, Bill Thomas, and they will be playing their first tonight. And of course, the Warriors out there on social media were going back and forth today, arguing about whether these two should play or whether we should just all go back to the way things used to be some 30 and 40 years ago. But I think the great part about these two rivals playing each other twice a year is that it kind of undercuts some of the complaints since the new MIAA playoff system came in. People have complained that Thanksgiving was quote-unquote meaningless, that it was a scrimmage, all of these things, and that the rivals never played each other in a game that counted anymore. Now they play each other twice a year in a game that counts. Last year it was a dandy of a football game to open the season, and I expect nothing less out of this one tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Todd. You know, I wish I could go back 20 years. I think I was about at least 50 pounds or more lighter and a little smarter. But yeah, I mean, I think the more things change, the better they can get. And people that were revved up about these teams playing once on Thanksgiving, I don't understand why they can't be revved up about them playing twice. Opening up the season against your arch rival, I don't think it can be scripted any better. And we saw that last year. A lot of enthusiasm around this game. Yeah, it's not 20 degrees. Yeah, the wind's not blowing. Yeah, they're not shoveling off the field. There's a lot of differences here. But when you talk about opening the season against your arch rival that's 5 miles by the way the crow flies, you can't get a better way to start the season.
And that is where we will begin. Now, Bill Thomas, we said that, of course, some of the faces have changed and some of the names have changed as well. And, of course, there have been a few changes for us along the way as well, as the RFM family just keeps getting a little bit bigger. And so this offseason, just about a month ago, the RFM family got a little bit bigger as Kate and I welcomed Patrick Andrew James Robbins into the world. And now that means Kate Robbins will work back at the RFM HQ in the Mr. P studio. So we welcome Kate in from back at home base. Kate, how are things looking back at the studio?
Well, things are looking cutest. It doesn't get any better than Smuggles here at home while you and Billy have to put all the equipment together.
Kate,
I can certainly appreciate that.
Kate, congratulations on the arrival of the new addition to the RFM family. You know, we talked about if we can't get volunteers, we'll just birth them into the group, and I think it's a good start.
Thanks for that.
Hey, we got to grow the family somehow. But
That's right.
It's like you're standing here, 4 trips up and down that spiral staircase, Kate. Yeah, I don't know if I could take any more, but glad to have you in your ears tonight. We're going to have fun back and forth, and I know you'll be catching all the action on our partners.
Indeed, you
Absolutely.
will. Leominster TV will join us as well. Kate, Fitchburg and Leominster, week number 1. Who can ask for anything more?
Well, it's heard that you and Billy talking about this and about the controversy around the two localities as to whether or not it's a good idea for the 2 matchups a year. And we've always talked about it in the years leading up to going back to 2 years, playing twice a year. That's what Fitchburg did decades and decades ago. And so this isn't something that's out of the blue. And for a few years prior to returning to this twice-a-year legacy, Leominster and Fitchburg were struggling to try to find non-league opponents. You have a league that's for you, but you usually have 1 or 2 weeks that need to be filled. And we're having to put together a schedule that included teams from Connecticut or Rhode Island or Western Massachusetts. And those are going to be games that, in a lot of instances, people aren't even going to bat an eyelash at that. And so you have it in which you have the opportunity to play your rival. Why not?
You're right. To take that opportunity to play your rival 1 extra game in the season, I think that can only play well for the communities involved. And you're talking about traditional rivalries being destroyed by the new playoff and points power ranking system and people looking outside their region. And we got a classic example of that tomorrow night. We're going to be at Wachusett. They're playing Franklin. I don't even know if Franklin knows how to find Wachusett. But you're right. It's kind of, I think the traditionalists should love this, that at least they're getting another local game against a known opponent that you can't wait to step on the field against.
Well, and you're exactly right about that. And not only that, you also have the institution of having to determine the weight of your schedule against your opponents. And when you're playing somebody not only outside your league, but outside your region entirely, it's powers that be to rank you appropriately. And so that's another situation that needs to be, well.
Yeah, I mean, and it's so tough, Kate, to expand on your point. You know, you're looking at what people have done past seasons. You're hoping they have that same success going forward, and then you seek them out as an opponent. And because, you know, not only your success against them, but their success also aids in your success. And that's what teams are really looking for now, an opponent they can match up well against, beat, and hopefully have them continue on a good season, which is going to improve your position going down the road.
You're absolutely right about that.
Kate, as always, we appreciate it. We'll check back in with you back at home base in a little while.
Fantastic. We'll be hearing from me shortly here from the Mr. P Studios at RFM headquarters.
All right, Kate, thank you so much for that. Kate Robbins joining us from home base tonight, and Bill Thomas, we're still working out a few bugs here on the new mothership, but we're getting there. We're hanging in there as things move along. If you are joining us tonight via our coverage on YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch, we say good evening and welcome to you once again here on RFM Audio. And remember, you can join us at 95.1 FM, WLPZ, or WLPZ.org for your game coverage here in and around the region as well. Our partners at Leominster TV will join us at the bottom of the hour, 6:30. We will be joined on the TV side, Comcast, Verizon, and the family just keeps getting bigger as the broadcast goes along.
Along with the ways that you can catch us, too. And let's add our new banners, Todd. If you do come to the game, you see the banner near our broadcast location or possibly in the grandstand, take a screenshot of, open up your camera and shoot our QR code. It's going to bring you right to our YouTube page. No pecking, no poking, no hoping that you type it in right. Bam, you'll be right there, and there we are. Save us to your home screen. We'll be there for every game.
Indeed, we will. We've got every Leominster game home and away and selected matchups from around the region as well. We're looking forward to a whole lot more fun coming up here over the next 13 weeks here on RFM. Coming up tonight here on our countdown to kickoff, we'll take a trip around the region, also have our marquee matchup. We'll go inside the headset as well, along with starting lineups tonight for both schools. Bill Thomas's favorite part of the broadcast, of course, that is our coin toss. That's all coming up as we get closer and closer to the play-by-play. Leominster and Fitchburg, the 141st edition, the second Kickoff Classic coming up right here on RFM Audio and with our partners at the top of the hour. So much more fun to come. We're going to step aside. Quick break here, reset things. Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins will continue with us around the region and the marquee matchup. All coming up next. Stay with us. This is the Countdown to Kickoff on RFM Audio.
I'm empowered. I can do anything. It means I'll pave the way for every girl who plays high school sports in the future. Just like every female student, coach, official, and administrator blaze the trail for me. Because every student deserves the opportunity to play. Encourage girls you know to participate in Massachusetts high school sports.
This message presented by the MIAA and the Massachusetts Secondary Schools Athletic Directors Association.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Massachusetts for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And once again, from high atop Crocker Field, Bill Thomas is here. This is Kate Robbins chiming in from the Mr. P Studios at RFM headquarters in Leominster for this week 1 of action. Leominster and Fitchburg facing off in week 1. Not used to seeing such beautiful weather between these two teams, but I know that Billy, Todd, and I will all take it. We're very, very excited to be able to have everyone with us. With that said, we are so happy to have all of you along with us on RFM Audio, wherever you are across the region or around the globe, streaming via YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch. With our television partners at Leominster.tv on Comcast or Verizon Cable, our radio partners live or in delay on 95.1 FM, WLPZ, LPFM, or Tucka56radio.com. We are so pleased to support the student athletes and institutions as the legendary soundtrack of football in Central Mass continues right here on RFM Radio.
Kate, so great to have you back with us. Looking forward to a great game tonight. The weather is fantastic. The teams are warming up on the field, and they both look like they're revved up and ready to go.
You're absolutely right about that, Bill Thomas. Good to hear from you. So one of the things that we are going to be talking about first and foremost here is the marquee matchup between these two teams. Now, Billy, you were at the scrimmage with us a few days ago. What were your initial impressions before we get to this marquee matchup?
Well, I got to tell you, the last few years, I think one of the struggles Leominster has is with size at their skill positions. And I think what we're going to see this year is they've traded size for inexperience. They got a couple of freshmen. They're going to be starting in the two very important skill positions, quarterback and wide receiver. I think they've played together before at other lewels.
They have.
They looked very good against the scrimmage that we watched against Tingsboro. They played the first half. And was it Tewksbury, I think it was, but whatever.
Correct.
But they look great. And but one of the things that stuck out was the size. And, it seemed like for a preseason game, they were on the same page, which was great to see. But we'll have to see when it comes to live action. A controlled scrimmage, things can look a little deceiving. But once you put their feet to the fire, when the ball when it means something, the whistles are blowing. I think we're going to really see what this team, the Leominster Blue Devils, is going to be made up of. That they got a lot of seniors, but the skill positions, they got some inexperience, and hopefully they can blend that together.
Well, you certainly seem to have your magic 8-ball with you tonight, Billy, because the marquee matchup that Todd has put together for these two teams is the battle at the line of scrimmage, that battle in the trenches. Fitchburg has an all-new front on both sides of the ball. Leominster's lines are both stacked with returning veterans. As you said, kind of uncharacteristically of Leominster in the last few years, they do appear to have quite a bit of bulk in the trenches. But, as you said, at the skill positions, we do see a little bit of inexperience. So we're going to have to see how that translates. So, many of Leominster's returning veterans in the trenches have starting experience. So, we really are going to be talking, yes, of course, about the new personnel, especially the freshman quarterback and wide receiver for Leominster, and of course the returning veterans for Leominster as well. But how is that going to match up against what Fitchburg brings to the table? And who is going to control that line of scrimmage? Because if you've got a freshman quarterback, as Leominster does, he's going to need an extra moment or two in the backfield to kind of get his composure and be able to get used to the speed of play at the high school level.
Yeah, absolutely, Kate. When people are watching the skill positions, you and I, we're usually watching what's going on away from the ball, whether it's in the trenches or downfield, and we love what we see, the action at the line of scrimmage, because that's really where the game is won and lost, believe it or not. It's not that long pass downfield without the blocking and the ability to be able to read that. None of that rest of that play happens. And when we dive into it, I see a lot of experience in the Leominster front four, front five, depending on which side of the ball you're on. We got some 3 seniors going both ways this year, Delmar Wright, Logan Assi, and looks like John Escabi are both going to be going both ways. All 3 of them are seniors. A couple other good two-way seniors, Josh Cormier, Brian Aguilar, and Ricky Encarnacion, both going to be going two-way, all seniors. So senior laden on both sides of the ball, but going to have to see if maybe the ability to play a full game going both ways is going to hamper that. We talk about kind of getting stretched thin when you expect these kids to be on the field for 60, 70, 80 plays, but we'll have to see how that plays out going forward.
And you're absolutely right about that, Bill Thomas. Obviously, on the other side of the ball with Fitchburg Red Raiders, a lot of new names, a lot of new faces, particularly in the skill positions. Obviously, quarterback Lucas Volak is back. There are quite a few new names on both Fitchburg's offense and defense, particularly on the offensive and defensive line. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they interact here in week 1. Now, for those of you that remember, just 1 year ago, Fitchburg did a number on Leominster in week 1, and then by the time you get to Thanksgiving, their fates end up switching, and Leominster is able to be victorious against Fitchburg. Now, the one asterisk to make sure that we keep in mind there is the star running back for Fitchburg last year in Anthony Aquendo was not available because of COVID-19 protocols to play in that Thanksgiving Day game. So that could have been a make or break for him because of his all-star quality in the backfield. But a lot of new names, a lot of new faces for Fitchburg. It's going to be very interesting to see how Coach Greg Graham and his assistants deal with these personnel changes this year.
Yeah, and I'm sure they've talked about the inexperience, especially when Fitchburg's on defense and the experience of Leominster on offense when it comes to those 2 skill positions at quarterback and wide receiver, that are they going to get after him? Is the senior, front 4 and front 5 for the Leominster offense going to be able to give their freshman rookie quarterback time to adjust and time to look downfield and time to get up to speed with that varsity level? Yeah, you've been playing youth football, you play flag football, you used to being the best player on the team most likely in your youth experience. That's why you're the quarterback. But now you're getting thrown into a group that is as good, more experience, and is looking to make ways to make your life miserable. And that's what Lopez is going to fear tonight. And I'm sure on the defensive side, Fitchburg's going to do what they can to get after him, show him some different looks and trying to mix it up. But it's really going to be, let's go back to the experience of the front 4, front 5 of Leominster. They're going to be able to give Lopez time to set up and look downfield, make the adjustments, and to get comfortable in his new role.
You're absolutely right about that. Now, one of the things that we want to make sure that our listeners and eventually our viewers on Leominster TV are going to essentially be aware of is we are, making an effort to talk about this freshman-laden varsity squad that Leominster has. Freshman-laden in that they have multiple freshmen who are going to be starting and specifically in the key position, the key role of quarterback. Osiris Lopez is what we call, the true freshman. He is a freshman at Leominster High School. He's 6 foot 100 and I believe it's 70 or 80 pounds. And I was so intrigued by the fact that Leominster was going to be starting a freshman quarterback. You don't see that, especially on the boys' side of athletics in high school. Usually the development and physical maturation process of the male anatomy tends to, delay the freshmen and sophomores from being able to really make contributions on varsity rosters. But having met Osiris, he's quite tall, and I was so intrigued by this thought that Leominster was going to be starting a freshman quarterback. I reached out to Leominster historian Mark Bedanza, and we chatted. Neither of us can come up with, historically speaking, all the way back to 1894, we can't think of, especially in the modern era, anybody who as a freshman has started at quarterback for Leominster. Now, the name Noah Gray came up, and for those of you that are Kansas City Chiefs fans, tight end Noah Gray in his second year as tight end for the Chiefs, he's an NFL caliber player. He was the only name that Mark and I could come up with, and we discussed he actually, although listed as a tight end and quarterback as a freshman, he played tight end for 2 games as a freshman before being injured with a lacerated spleen in week 2 at Lowell High School. And so we have not been able to come up with any other name in the 120 plus year history of Leominster football in which a true freshman has started at quarterback and been asked to lead an entire football program, the marquee football program for the school. So that's no small shake. So we are going to be mentioning it quite a bit, at least here in week 1.
Yeah, and just to expand on that thought, Kate, we've seen the Blue Devils, Leominster Blue Devils, struggle at the quarterback position the last couple of years, trying to mix and match, running different offenses, running the Wildcat, and not with a lot of success. But having this true freshman quarterback, a kid who's played quarterback is basically his entire youth career, I would say, from what we're hearing and all indications, and to have that size to work with, I think that it's going to play into Leominster's hand. I think as long as they can find a way to protect the kid, and give him some plays that he can be successful at. You don't want him, trying to go down. Now I'm going to say this, right? You don't want him going downfield. First play of the game, run a little screen or a square in or something, and now they're going to make me eat my words and go 80 downfield on the first play. But, I'd like nothing better to see that. But, it's about really building up some confidence in these kids and trying to build on success. And you got to start. You got to start with that early, and with a freshman, you never know about the mental breakdown of them, mental makeup. And not only a quarterback now, let's switch to the other freshman, Kate. We got size, inexperience, but apparently Osiris and Caden Drinkwater, another true freshman, starting a wide receiver, know each other pretty well. We saw some of that in that practice game we saw a couple weeks ago. Be interesting to see how they handle this step up, and now if they can raise their game to this new level.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, we're going to shift gears here fairly quickly, Billy. Before we do, we're just going to remind people that tonight's broadcast of high school football on RFM audio is televised and simulcast via our partners at Leominster.tv, Sports Comcast Channel 9, Verizon Channel 32. For replay schedules, visit Leominster.tv for more information. We are going to now do a quick whip around the region, Bill Thomas. There are only 2 games on the slate here for Thursday. Obviously, you're sitting at one of them. That is Leominster at Fitchburg. That's a mid-watch game. Week 1, it's a 7 o'clock kick. There was a 6 o'clock kickoff tonight. Groton Dunstable at Greer Lowell. So 2 games on the slate that we're going to be trying to get information from. Obviously, we better get information from the one that you're sitting at because I'm going to be watching. If we take a look at Friday's slate, however, in the Catholic Conference, St. John's is at Mansfield, and we also have Valley Tech at St. Bernard's. That's going to be an interesting one. BVT going to St. Bernard's, going to the Bernardian Bowl. St. Bernard's having kind of an interesting year last year. What are your thoughts? Have you heard anything on the Bernardians at all?
No, I haven't really picked up on anything yet, Kate. I'm just kind of waiting for the season to start. Unfortunately, I do my homework at the last minute.
Oh, good, Billy,
you
don't
know,
worry.
we know the success the Bernardians have had year in and year out, but I think that pipeline of players has dried up over there. As far as the brother pipeline, so they're struggling to find a new path over there, I think. But we always expect success over there, no matter which players they're putting on the field.
You are absolutely right about that. Tonight, 7 o'clock, tomorrow, 7 o'clock kick. Millbury heads to Assabet Valley Regional Technical High School, go Aztecs. Baypath heads to Southbridge. Murdoch is at Monty Tech. Air Shirley heads to Worcester Tech tomorrow night. Doherty is at Algonquin. Algonquin, Billy, the Titans, what are your thoughts on that? The Titans, new logo, new moniker, new everything coming out of Algonquin.
Well, the times they are changing. Just stay away from my Nipmuc Warriors, and I'll be happy. But yeah, we got to get used to. We've struggled with Neshoba. They changed to the Wolves, and we got to. It's the new names, new looks, but same old facilities, and we'll be there to call the games no matter what they want to change their nicknames to.
Absolutely love it. All right, Leicester heads to Worcester. South Burncoat is at Bartlett. Andover heading to Shrewsbury. Another moniker and mascot controversy there, as the Colonial mascot a little bit under fire there as well. Tomorrow night, Bill Thomas, RFM will be at this game. Franklin heading to Wachusett. So Franklin taking on Wachusett Mountaineers tomorrow night. RFM Audio will be there for that one, and Bill Thomas and Todd Robbins will be, you guessed it, on the back of a pickup truck while Kate Robbins is safely home here with Mr. P.
It's a mobile broadcast studio, Kate.
It is. You're absolutely right.
But
Fantastic.
once again, just to reflect on that Wachusett Franklin game, searching for PowerPoints. That's the simple reason Wachusett is traveling out to the other side of 495.
Well,
they're inviting somebody from the other side of 495.
Scheduling out to 495.
Scheduling, yes.
That's right.
But
well, interesting.
You gotta chase those PowerPoints.
And you're absolutely right. And the interesting thing about it is, I would say that the two athletic departments that have done the most successful job in the last 2 years since the new power rating system have come out, the Wachusett Athletic Department across the board in all of their sports, as well as the Shrewsbury Colonials program job in going out and getting those teams outside of the Central Mass region, as you said, to beef up their opponent points and to really kick that off. So good thought there as well. So just to round things out, will be around the region. We will wrap things up. Tantascwa heads to Marlborough. Grafton is at Neshoba. Burlington heads to Westboro tomorrow. North Middlesex is at Littleton. Oakmont is at Narragansett. West Boylston heads to Northbridge tomorrow night. Gardner will be at Quabbin. Shepherd Hill heads to Acton Boxborough. Clinton is at Hudson. Lunenburg heads to Oxford. Maynard is at Chelmsford. And then the one slot on Saturday that we're taking a look at, Bill Thomas, St. Paul, the Knights, head to the Nipmuc Warriors, as Billy Thomas puts it.
The Warriors!
So aptly.
Don't mess
His
with my Warriors.
And that is your week one around the region. And I'm fairly certain I heard the return of the illustrious Todd Robbins.
Yes, he made it back up the spiral staircase of doom.
Indeed.
I thought I heard the heavy breathing.
I was going to say, my goodness. But I'll tell you, they had an opportunity down on the field a few minutes ago. We're going to share that with everybody on the broadcast in a moment. Two coaches that couldn't be more excited, two teams that couldn't be more excited. And that's going to be the fun part of the next handful of hours here on RFM with our partners at WLPZ and Leominster TV as well. We're going to take a second. We're going to get everything sorted out here. We're going to reset when we come back to Crocker Field. We continue our countdown to kickoff right here on RFM Audio. Stay with us.
The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association is committed to good sportsmanship. Sportsmanship, citizenship, and responsibility are the trademarks of high school activities. Support school activities with your own display of good sportsmanship and help encourage America's youth to accept the responsibility which freedom demands. Support your local high school. See the future of America on display. Attend high school competitions in your community. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Massachusetts, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Tradition, legacy, history. These words all describe a player, coach, or contributor's impact on a game, program, or generation. Each week this season, student athletes of this generation will square off with the goal of best representing their community today or for years to come.
Neil O'Connor finds Jake Elaine.
Alan Glennie quarterbacks his ball club.
Delakiai's in the end zone.
And calling signals, Dave Palazzi.
John
He's got 4 notes.
LeQueer.
Jack Rodequins.
Bobby Mativier.
Jason Toomley.
Devin Gates.
Quentin Tiggs.
Cortez Ludden.
Lee Geronimo.
Stephanides.
Sean Dupuis.
McDonald.
Graham.
Quentin Perkins. Geraldo Rivera.
Ray makes the catch in the end zone for the touchdown! Who will have their name weaved among the tapestry of legends? Who can add their name among the football greatest in central Massachusetts? You'll find out right here on RFM, continuing a legacy and tradition of audio excellence established by generations of great play-by-play teams gone before.
Yours truly, Tom Connery, Dave Spence, and Warren Muir.
This is Joe White. With me this morning for the Stickney and Ron Lamont.
Ed Coleman along with Joe DeCarolis and Mark Landon.
This is Dave Clark along with Mike Flynn.
I'm Dave Spence along with my partner Luke Connery.
Todd Robbins alongside Ben Parker. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, and you. Great to have you along with us.
Stories told through the words spun by legends. The stories continue to be described by the award-winning team of today. It's time for high school football with the award-winning team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins. From Crocker Field in Fitchburg, we say good evening once again, everyone, and welcome to high school football here on RFM, and welcome to the 2022 high school football season here tonight. Todd Robbins with Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins. Great to have you along with us here on RFM audio from Crocker Fields tonight, where we have Leominster and Fitchburg, the 141st meeting between these two storied programs, the second Kickoff Classic, opening up the 2022 season, not just here in central Massachusetts, but all across the state of Massachusetts tonight. Just one other game on the agenda. It's Lowell and Tewksbury. But other than that, there are just 2 games that are going to start the 2022 season, and you've got one of them right here with 2 storied rivals.
I'm guessing Lowell and Tewksbury, a longtime rivalry. Do you think they took a page from our book and thought, hey, maybe they're on to something?
Brilliant minds think alike. We say good evening as well to those of you who are joining us on our partners, Leominster TV, with us tonight, Comcast, Verizon, Leominster.tv for your streaming option there as well. Bradley Bedard with us high above the playing surface at Crocker Fields. We're looking forward to bringing you the action to come. Also, if you're joining us on our partners tonight on the radio side of things, WLPZ 95.1 FM all across central Massachusetts and WLPZ.org. And hey, if you need more partners, because let me tell you, family is all about partners. If you need more partners, you tune in on Sundays at noon on Tucka56radio.com. That's TUCKA 56radio.com or Tucka 56 Radio on Live 365. You get your complete replay of all of this action at noontime on Tucka 56 Radio on Sundays, and our partner Dick Tucker there as well. And that's everybody. That's all the ways to play, as they say. It's like the play-at-home game. You just can decide on your rules as you go.
It's like bingo.
Find all of your different partners.
Put us on a dot board, throw a dot, whichever it lands on, pick that one for that game.
Our goal here at RFM is to be wherever you want the broadcast to be, and hopefully we've found all of those places as well. Cannot tell you how excited we are to get started with this season. And of course, there's a football game that we are going to have break out here as we get closer to the top of the hour. And moments ago, we had an opportunity to talk to the two men who will lead their teams into battle, the storied Fitchburg and Leominster programs, respectively. Down on the field, we went inside the headset. First with head coach Greg Graham, followed by Leominster head coach Devin Gates. High school head coach Greg Graham. Our first edition of Inside the Headset. Coach, here we go. The 2022 season's here. We were just saying before we stepped on the air, what a beautiful night for football. Great way to start the year. Of course, people have their detractors about whether Leominster and Fitchburg should play twice a year, but when you get down on the field and you're ready for action, there's no better way to start a football season.
There's no better way. I mean, the emotions that you feel, the meaning that it has, I mean, no other place I'd rather be but down here with my guys. So I'm excited, man. I can't wait.
Second season for you, second time going through this whole process, taking the team from start to finish. What has this process been like, and how has it maybe been a little bit better or a little bit easier, seeing you've already done it once before?
Hey, well, I've been here for a long time on the coaching staff, you know what I mean? So I've had the opportunity to watch some of the coaches ahead of me and kind of see how they do it. So I kind of been, I was primed up and ready, you know what I mean? So, but it's definitely gotten a little bit easier. I mean, all the kids that we have in the program are kids that started when I took over, you know what I mean? So they've only heard my voice, you know what I mean? So they know what my expectation is, and I think they're living up to what that is so far, you know what I mean? So that definitely makes it a lot easier for us.
When I walked on over, you were talking to your linebacking core, and I know defense is a special kind of place for you, something you take great pride in. You said you want them to set the tone. What do you want to see out of your defense in this season?
Hey, I want to see my defense, just flying around, playing fast, making plays, getting excited about making plays, and more than anything, just like I was telling them, we're the heartbeat and soul of the team. We have to go out and set the tone every single game and kind of let other teams know exactly what they're in for.
One of the places you're going to see some new faces is going to be on both sides of the line, both your offensive and defensive lines. Got some new faces in new places, maybe some getting some of their first varsity starts tonight, sort of a trial by fire this season.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a lot of new guys, a lot of guys that practiced on the varsity level last year but didn't really get much PT. We're excited. We got some guys that are Fitchburg guys that came back from St. Bernard's, you know what I mean, that was somewhere else last year that have some varsity experience. So we got new guys, but we're excited to see what they're going to be able to do, and we're confident in their ability. So, I think they're ready to go.
And, of course, you can't win a football game without scoring points. On the offensive side of things, you've got an offensive signal caller in Luke Bolak coming back this year. He's got that years of experience now under his belt. And, of course, he is that dual threat kind of quarterback. He can run, he can throw the ball. How do you expect he will manage the offense throughout this season?
Hey, Luke, one thing I'll say about Luke is he's a gamer. He comes to play. He's always excited. He's a playmaker, you know what I mean? So I expect him to go out and do just that. Like you said, he's got a whole year under his belt of experience. So I expect him to basically lead our team to where we're going to go. A lot of it falls on his shoulders. So I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do for us this year.
And we're looking forward to seeing you, Coach. Coming up top of the hour, it's Leominster and Fitchburg, the 141st edition. What is your key to victory tonight?
Our key to victory is just our guys making sure that they're selfless, they stay together, they play hard, and be physical. We do that, I think, we stand a good chance of coming out on top.
All right, Coach, best of luck.
Appreciate it.
Other side of the field and joined now by Leominster High School head coach Devin Gates for our first edition of Inside the Headset for 2022. And, Coach, as we go inside the headset, of course, we talked about it on the Coach's Corner this week. Starting here, bringing Fitchburg and Leominster together. It's a controversial topic because, of course, folks around the region love that meaningful Thanksgiving game. But the ability to bring these two schools together and to be able to spend that time, 250-plus days from the last time the two of you played to the first time you get to play again this season, helps to really stoke the fire of a football team.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we got to be prepared to put our best foot forward right off the bat, and we can't afford to feel anything out. So, since we left the field on Thanksgiving morning, and how we left the field, and how we executed, we were really, really excited about it, and that set the tone, like I said, in the Coach's Corner for the whole offseason. So, knowing that we had them first, and to come, have the ability to come out here and try to get two in a row, I mean, that's really motivating for our guys.
And so they will have that opportunity. As you look, of course, at the last couple of days of practice and preparation and getting ready, when you look at how you guys kind of match up with Fitchburg's defense, of course, that has been the heart and soul of their team. And for Coach Greg Graham, that is a very important point. How do you look at your offense with some young faces in new places and a veteran line in front of them matching up against this Fitchburg defense?
Yeah, I think we have a good mix on offense. We have a lot of senior leadership on offense with John Escalbi on the line, with Makai Newton in the backfield, and Ricky with the receiving core. So there's a lot of guys that know the system, have been around, and that's huge for a young quarterback like Osiris and a young receiver like Caden Drinkwater, because those guys have just been great mentors for them, and have encouraged them. And you couldn't tell that these guys are freshmen by the way that they carry themselves and the way that they're executing. So really excited about the mix that we have there. And we couldn't ask for a better test right now against Fitchburg. They had a lot of turnover from last year, but Coach Graham's always going to have those guys dialed up and ready to go. They're going to be excited. They're going to be flying off the ball. So we got to be ready to adapt and see what they want to do first, and then be able to make the adjustments in game to be successful.
For as excited as Coach Graham gets about defense, you equally so about offense. And of course, this year it was evident in the Tewksbury scrimmage that we saw that these offensive players have coalesced really well with a mix, as you said, of both older players and younger players that are going to come in. Talk about being that freshman quarterback if you're Osiris Lopez. What do you expect out of him, and how much is it about managing expectations both for himself personally and how much he can succeed? There is no 22-point play right off the line.
No, Cyrus, I think, is a special kid. Really, just in terms of his maturity at the age of 14 right now. He's mature beyond his years. We're not going to put the game on his shoulders right now. I don't think we have to do that. We got a lot more leadership there to be able to kind of shoulder the load. But we're not afraid to have to cut him loose if we need to and have him go throw. He relishes that opportunity. He lives for the pressure, as we spoke earlier this week, and that's I think when he plays his best. So he's really excited about it, and I don't think there's going to be any jitters with him at all. He's ready to go.
Flip to the other side, your defense certainly has got a situation in front of them where they've got a quarterback that's going to be coming at them in Lucas Bolak that can both run and throw the football, and he's going to be, of course, trying to, if you will, pick his way through the defense. What are the things that you are looking at from the defensive side of things? Basically staying home if you're a defense.
Yeah, we just got to be gaps down. We've done a really good job. Coach Monet's done a great job this whole camp of making sure that we're accounting for every space in the football field. So, the way that we run everything, anytime that's going to happen, if Luke's able to break one, should be a missed assignment, right, or a missed tackle. So that should be a fundamental thing. Because schematically, I think we're in a good spot right now. But Luke is a dangerous kid, and he's a kid that can make somebody miss. So we really have to be sure tackling and be able to contain. We can't let him outside of us.
And that is going to be the battle in front of you on a gorgeous night here at Crocker Field. Fitchburg and Leominster coming up at the top of the hour. Coach Devin Gates, we're inside the headset, as we said. What's your key to victory?
Line of scrimmage. I talked about it in Coach's Corner. I say it often, but really for us, we had some problems running the football last year. Just because we couldn't pass sometimes too. So it was a real tough situation for us when we get that predictable. So our line being able to protect, being able to push the line a little bit, that's going to help us, obviously matriculate the ball down the field. And then defensively, we got to get pressure on Luke Bolak. So being able to push the line back, be able to get penetration, that's really what we're looking for. Some creases on offense and some penetration on defense. If we can do that, we're going to be in good shape.
All right, Coach, best of luck.
All right, thanks, Todd.
And that's our trip inside the headset tonight with both head coach Greg Graham of Fitchburg High School Red Raiders and coach Devin Gates of the Leominster Blue Devils. Bill Thomas, first opportunity for you to hear from both during this 2022 season. What are your thoughts as you're listening to both coaches set the table for the night?
Well, both of them are very enthusiastic about this opening game, and of course you always are. Records are even. What happened in the past is in the past. New players on the field, new opportunities. I thought Coach Gates was very blunt at the end of his interview. They had trouble running the ball, and they had trouble passing the ball. And if you can't do at least one of those things halfway decent, they're going to tee off on the other side of the game. Then when the opponent can key on one aspect, then it just makes everything infinitely harder. And I think that, Devin's going to look to open up the offense a little bit and keep the defense on guessing and not become so predictable. And I think that he expressed that in his comments there. And I think he sees an opportunity is the best way to put it, and I think he's going to take full advantage of it this year with what he has.
And hope springs eternal, as the case may be. So it's your opportunity if you are on that side of this action, whether you are Fitchburg red and gray or Leominster blue and white. It's your opportunity to start everything new, and nothing starts better than a season with a victory over your arch rival, and that's what we'll have an opportunity to see how things go. Let's meet the starting lineups for these two schools. First, the defense from Leominster. This is the starting lineup for Week 1. Leominster's defense in their own voices.
John Ascabi, 56, senior, D-end, captain.
Giovanni Roman, 55, senior, defensive line.
Logan Arcee, number 54, senior, D-tackle.
Delmar Wright, number 52, senior, defensive line.
Makai Simpson-Newton, number 2, senior, linebacker, captain.
Dominic Swain, number 33, junior, linebacker.
Joshua Cormier, 44, senior, linebacker.
Brian Aguilar, number 1, senior, cornerback.
Braden Martin, number 46, junior, safety.
Jared Viola, number 3, senior, safety.
Ricky Encarnacion, 0, senior, safety.
And across from that Leominster defense, this is how Fitchburg will match up on the offense in their base I formation. Left to right across the line, it's Nick Tebow, Aramis Martinez. The center is Melvin De Leon. On the right side of the line, it's Hayden Paul and Jose Casillas will protect the right side. Tight end is Harvey Early. The wide receivers, Josh Medina and Josh Nardi. The tailback is Devani De Leon, getting his start to the 2022 season in that tailback spot. The fullback is Ali Khalil, and of course the returning quarterback, Lucas Bolak, will get the start for Fitchburg. Now let's meet the Leominster offense for this.
Cyrus Lopez, number 9, freshman, quarterback.
Makai Simpson-Newton, number 2, senior, running back, captain.
Ricky Encarnacion, 0, senior, receiver.
Brian Aguilar, number 1, senior, wide receiver.
Caden Drinkwater, number 8, freshman, wide receiver. Joshua Cormier, 44, senior, H-back.
Logan Arcee, number 54, senior, left tackle.
Delmar Wright, number 52, senior, offensive line.
John Ascabi, 56, senior, center, captain.
Corin Sullivan, number 73, senior, offensive guard.
Tony Kendall, number 69, junior, offensive tackle.
And that is the Leominster offense for this 141st meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg. Let's meet the Fitchburg 3-4 defense. The alignment looks like this. The defensive ends, Derek Lulamarki and Anthony Ortiz. The defensive tackle is J.J. Casillas. The linebacking core, Antonio Santiago, Ali Khalil, Harvey Early, and Janiel Silvestri. The defensive backs, Dorian Wells, Stephen Bate, Josh Nardi, and Josh Medina. That's Fitchburg's base 3-4 defense. That will get the start in this 141st meeting of these two storied rivals. Bill Thomas, you could hear the excitement in the voices out on the field.
Crowd's
Everybody
filing in.
is ready to go, and yes, the crowd continues to file in here to Crocker Field in Fitchburg on a beautiful night. We're getting closer and closer to kickoff, Bill Thomas. Before your favorite part of the program, which is, of course, the coin toss, we've got an opportunity here to talk about your last minutes, last second keys to the victory for both schools. What are you looking for these two schools? Of course, we got a chance to see a very different series of games last year. Fitchburg dominated the first meeting. Leominster dominated the Thanksgiving meeting. Now we're over 250 days later. What are you expecting to see from these two communities?
Well, I think Coach Gates hit it perfectly when he said the key to the game, as far as he's concerned, is what happens in the trenches. And when you got a freshman quarterback standing back there, it becomes even more important to give him time to settle in and do what you need him to do back there. But I think the whole premise of everybody's coming in 0-0, everybody is healthy. Everybody is, I think, about as ready for this game. And when you look at the circumstance surrounding the game, the last couple of years, the teams have been on opposite ends of success when it came to the end of the season. I think both teams coming in at 0-0. The expectations are sky high on both sides of the football. I think I can't think of a better way for these two rivalries to start off the season.
These rivals, since 2010, have played 14 times. couple of playoff years. They played twice in a season. Now these 2 years in a row with the Kickoff Classic. And then, of course, in 2020, they didn't play at all because high school football, of course, never happened. And then in early 2021, in that spring season, the Fitchburg-Leominster game never lined up as both teams ran into COVID protocols. And so we move our way forward here. But if you look back on these 14 meetings, going back to the 127th meeting in 2010, Leominster has dominated the series. Fitchburg has 3 wins in those 14 meetings. Leominster, the other 11. Key, of course, the last one that everyone remembers if you're on that side of the world, and that is the 32-0 Leominster win last Thanksgiving, and Fitchburg certainly remembers that.
And Fitchburg was on the way to the playoffs in their division too, so they entered the playoffs on a down note after taking that tough loss on Thanksgiving against Leominster that really was not playing for anything else except pride on that day, and they definitely came out and fulfilled that goal. But yeah, different scenario, I think, when both teams, they say Thanksgiving they might not have anything to play for because everything is settled. There is nothing settled tonight.
And here come the red and gray running from the end zone located to our right, straight through midfield. And whoa, Lucas Bolak just barrel rolled over the 40-yard line. His helmet came off. He rolled over to the sideline. He was up. He was excited. You want to talk about excitement and enthusiasm, Bill Thomas? They came charging out of this cheerleading and mom tunnel that is set up down on the field.
I love that.
And then they were so excited. Their quarterback rolled over going into the sideline.
Hey, might as well get some of that energy out right away, but and I'm sure he's thinking this is the only time I'm going to be on the ground tonight. But yeah, I mean, a lot of enthusiasm coming out, all fired up. I love the de facto cheerleading squad out there, the mom squad, if you want to call it, and just a great atmosphere here tonight at Crocker Field.
And that's what we adore as things progress. Captains from both schools head toward midfield. The crew chief for the officials tonight is Bill Goslin, working, I got to say statistically, we just don't have the number, but we'll call it his umpteenth as crew chief of this series.
Thousandth? Oh, they haven't met that many times, but veteran crew chief and well-respected, good assignment for him to start the season.
And thanks to our great friends at Fitchburg Access Television, we will have access tonight to Bill Goslin's officiating microphone down on the field here at Crocker Field. This is the only place you're going to get it, is here at Crocker Field. Credit to the athletic administration. It goes back to Ray Kazenza when he was here and the folks at FATV getting together and saying it's 20 we should have a PA microphone for the official, and that is what we have tonight. And thank our friends at FATV. They also have been gracious enough to set us up with a monitor. Nate Glennie and the great folks at FATV sharing their replays with us tonight as well. So we're able to track the action for you. We're getting closer and closer to the coin toss. Bill Thomas, as those captains from both schools are out there, it's time for you and tonight's coin toss.
Fitchburg has won the coin toss. As we've seen almost every game we've covered, they've deferred to the second half. Leominster will be accepting the opening kickoff, and they will be going right to left as we look at them.
The captains from both schools meet at midfield. I noticed an exchange there before the players headed their respective ways. Yaniel Silvestri leading a conversation with a couple of Leominster captains and a couple of the Fitchburg captains who hung there. Great sign of sportsmanship. They really seem like, Bill Thomas, they really do appreciate each other.
Well, and it might be the senior-laden squad. There might not be a lot of experience in the trenches for Fitchburg, but they got a lot of seniors and juniors that are well entrenched in this rivalry, and I think that's a sign of it right there.
And one of the great parts here on RFM, you've got your national anthem. It will be brought to you by the Marching Red Raiders, the Marching Red and Gray from Fitchburg High School. We'll have that national anthem for you coming up right now. And following that, it's the 141st meeting of Fitchburg and Leominster. The kickoff on RFM Audio, Leominster TV, and WLPZ comes your way next. And with that, we are ready for the 2022 high school football season to commence. Leominster and Fitchburg will open things up for the state of Massachusetts tonight. The stage is theirs all across the state. From Martha's Vineyard to Lee, there's only one other football game in town. That's Lowell and Tewksbury tonight. They're getting ready for kickoff, but Leominster and Fitchburg have the first kickoff, and it's coming up in a matter of moments here from Crocker Field. And of course, people are wondering, how did we go from Crocker Field on Thanksgiving back to Crocker Field for the week 1 action with the Kickoff Classic? That was part of the agreement between the two schools. So the school that hosts Thanksgiving then hosts the week 1 that follows immediately afterward. And then of course they rotate. So Leominster hosts Thanksgiving this year for the 142nd meeting, the 116th Thanksgiving Day Classic coming up on November the 24th. By the way, mark your calendars now for Thanksgiving. And then Leominster will host week 1 in 2023 as well. Bill Thomas, as we get set for the play-by-play.
You are listening to the Classic from RFM Audio on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. It's time for our signature play-by-play. Now, with the call of the game, the voice of the rivalry, Todd Robbins.
All right, Bill Thomas, thank you so much. Ball getting set on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. Referees have handed the ball off. Into the huddle go the Red Raiders, Bill Thomas.
What a great night for football. The flag is still, slight breeze up here that we're catching on the roof. Just a beautiful night for opening the season here at high school football.
Shea Gagne puts the ball down, 40-yard line at our left. Red Raiders wearing the home brick red tops, the steel gray bottoms with the steel gray helmets. The Red Raider emblazoned on either side. Gagne begins his approach. It's a little onside attempt. Rolls over the 50-yard line. Leominster falls down on it. And the Blue Devils, Tony Sabatelli, gets on top of the ball.
And if you don't know that
Leominster
name,
starts.
tell him who he is.
Tony Sabatelli, second
football.
baseman for the varsity baseball team in Leominster, making his first start on special teams tonight for the varsity football team. He falls on the ball. Leominster's got it. First down and 10. Their own 49-yard line going right to left. Leominster wearing the color rush white. White helmet straight down through the socks, trimmed in royal blue. The classic Leominster helmet white with the single royal blue stripe up the middle. And the starting quarterback, the freshman, Osiris Lopez. High snap off the top. Nice field by Lopez. Settles, looks out to his left and throws. Pass is caught by Encarnacion. He'll make a move across midfield. 45, go 40. Dragged down across the Red Raider 35 at the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 15 on the play.
Nice opening play there, and he kind of did what I talked about, something safe, get a little swing pass out there. Thanks, Coach.
Develop a little confidence right off the bat.
Absolutely, and a nice fingertip catch out here by, was that Ricky?
That was Ricky Encarnacion.
Yeah, nice job, senior, helping out the freshman.
First and 10 for the Blue Devils. The Red Raider 33-yard line at left hash. The shotgun set, the handoff this time for Newton. The line clears out in front. Newton directing his way through traffic, crossing the 20, cuts to the outside right sideline and into the end zone. And 2 plays from scrimmage in 2022. Leominster has their first touchdown, a 33-yard touchdown run for Mackay Newton.
That's the way to start the season. 2 plays, pay dirt. Nice little swing pass from the freshman, and then give it to the senior and let him take it home.
And he found room, Bill Thomas. We alluded to it. The coaches have talked about it. That line experience and the Leominster line showed their experience there. They cleared out in front of Newton.
They did a good job sealing off that right side from the center to the tight end. And that's the way you run a play. Draw it up. This is your assignments. Put a hat on a helmet and look for that pay dirt.
Snapping the ball down, and Dan Thompson, his first kick from scrimmage, is up and through. And as the teams come back up the field, 11:20 to play in the first quarter. 2 plays gone by. Leominster has a 7-0 lead over Fitchburg in the 141st meeting of these 2 storied programs.
Success all around.
Also new for 2022, Bill Thomas, the play-by-play is uninterrupted across all of our partners. There will be no commercial break. So the expanded analysis there, you said go with something safe off the bat. Quick strike there off the top. Lopez finds his way to Encarnacion. They advance the ball into Red Raider territory, give it to Newton. He takes it to the house.
Yeah, I mean, great job right there. You know, coaching staff starting off with something safe and then just running, a nice little trap play maybe there that got around the end. And next thing you know, 33 yards later, they're setting up for a kickoff.
Following the kickoff, we'll head back to the RFM HQ. Kate Robbins, she'll have a drive summary for us.
I think it'll be easy to figure that one out.
Should be quick.
I'll leave it to her, though.
Dan Thompson's got the ball 40-yard line at our right. He begins to mark off the distance. He'll be kicking from right to left in calm conditions. The flag located to our left has no movement whatsoever. Thompson approaches the ball, skidded in, but got the kick away on the natural surface. It will roll up and be returned by the red and gray. Coming through the pack with some head of steam, it's Josh Medina. He's worked his way out to the right sideline, got himself to midfield, and Leominster is able to angle him out of bounds across the 30 and around the 25-yard line. What a return for Josh Medina. Good for 56 on a return.
Nice job working that sideline. Did a good job keeping his head up, picking that ball up off the ground, and once he got out to the sideline, the blockers sealed off and tiptoed his way down the front of his bench. Just barely got pushed out of bounds by the last guy on the Blue Devils return team.
Kate Robbins, you've got the Leominster drive summary.
I certainly do. 2 plays on that drive, covering 30 minutes of game clock. It ends with the 33-yard touchdown by the running back, Makai Newton, and that's how things start for Leominster.
And the red and gray start with the football. 1st down and 10 at the 31-yard line of the Blue Devils. Back to pass goes Lucas Bolak, looks to his right and throws, and the pass is long and incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. He was looking for the tight end, Harvey Early.
Yeah, he was out there. He was open, too. He had one man to beat, but the pass was overthrown.
So the red and gray have got the football. 2nd down and 10 to go at the Leominster 33-yard line. Middle of the field. Bolak scans, asks for the football. Handoff for Devani De Leon. Gets his way into the 2nd level, cuts to the 30, and then is gang tackled at the linebacking level after a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Coming with a no huddle now, trying to catch Leominster a little slow, regrouping.
Working quickly here, nobody able to substitute. Shotgun spread, 3 receivers out. Bolak the fake, steps toward the line, throws a little dart out to the right. Pass is caught by the tight end Early, crossing the 25 to the 23-yard line. Good for a gain of 7, and he's right on the mark. They say, yes, it is. It's a red and gray 1st down. 10:37 and counting to play here in quarter number 1. Leominster with the 7-0 lead. Fitchburg with their first offensive possession. The handoff out of the shotgun. It may have been fumbled as De Leon went to the ground, but the officials have blown the play dead. Jared Viola scooped up the loose football, and he had nobody near him with a whistle stopped play after a short loss.
Yeah, stacked up at the line there for no gain. The ball came out, but I think good call. The officials on it. No argument from Viola, but he was going for the touchdown anyways. Getting some exercise.
2nd down, 10 to go. The ball placed back down at the Leominster 23-yard line, middle of the field. It's a shotgun for Bolak. De Leon there with him. 3 receivers, 2 out to the left. De Leon gets the handoff straight forward. He's wrapped up by Delmar right, and down he goes at the 20-yard line. Gains 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Delmar right, another one of those seniors going both ways. Nice job breaking containment there off his block and in the backfield, wrapping him up for a short gain.
Make it 3rd down and 8 to go. Working quickly again. Bolak out of the gun. Snap and keep. Eludes an initial hit. Works his way, slashing out to the right. Gets to the right numbers, crossing the 15, and is taken down at the 14-yard line. Right about the mark for a 1st down. Looks like a gain of 9. And referee Bill Goslin has asked for a timeout for a measurement. The chains will come in and slow up action, if only momentarily here, but it's our opportunity to take a look at the time and temperature along with the weather conditions here on RFM audio on a beautiful night here in Fitchburg and high above Crocker Field. As we look down at the measurement, they'll stretch out the chains. Bill Goslin gives it a look, and he says, yeah, it's about that index card. 65 degrees under clear skies. Feels like 51 here in Fitchburg tonight. So it will be 4th down, but 4th down and very short. deep in Leominster territory. Red Raiders coaching staff face an early choice here. Bill Thomas, field goal likely off the board.
I don't think there's
for
much
it.
of a choice here, Todd. Yeah, a little far out for an early season field goal, and you don't want to miss this opportunity to continue this drive. I think let's pick some low-hanging fruit here, and we're going to go for it on 4th down.
And indeed they will. Walking to the line, here comes Bolak. Shotgun set. 2 receivers wide in either direction. They're hashed to the right. In the backfield with them is Khalil, the fullback. He shifts in motion. Now the handoff into space with some room. Forward plowing the legs. It was Dakota Wells who got the carry. Wells pushed his way up to just about the 10-yard line based on the mark, and it is a Red Raider 1st down and goal to go after a gain of 3. Needed 3 inches, got 3 yards, Bill Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, nice play there. Looked a little confusing there, but trying to confuse the defense on who the ball carrier was, just long enough for him to break containment at the line of scrimmage, picks up that much-needed 1st down.
1st down and goal to go for the Red Raiders. Nose of the football, sniffing the 10-yard line, middle of the field as the march continues from left to right for the red and gray.
No 1st down here. Got to make it all the way.
Bolak checks a man in motion. It's Khalil. The snap, fake it to De Leon. He keeps. He is wrapped around the waist as he gets to the line of scrimmage. May have advanced the football across the 10 to about the 9.5-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal to go.
Yeah, Xavier Cora there jumping off from his outside linebacker spot there in the backfield, wrapping him up for basically no gain right there. Good job off the ball.
8 minutes and counting left here in quarter number 1. Leominster with the 7-0 lead here in the early going of the 141st meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg.
You know, we talk about all the seniors and juniors on the field. Cora, just a sophomore, one of the younger kids on the defensive side of the ball.
And Bill Thomas, you remember his brother, J.C. Cora.
J.C., yeah.
Couple of years ago. 2nd down and goal to go. The shotgun snap. Bolak rolls hard to his left. Looks corner of the end zone. Floats a pass. The leaping catch is made by Medina, and he is in the end zone for a Red Raider touchdown. 10-yard touchdown strike. Bolak to Medina, back corner of the end zone with the exclamation point.
And Bolak showing his maturity there, waiting for him to break free from his coverage, get right over in that corner, just laid it where only he could catch it. And he did a great job of it.
7:35 to play here in quarter 1, and it's a 1-point ball game. Leominster 7 and Fitchburg 6. Getting a chance to take a look at the replay, and Bill Thomas,
nice little
great
toe tap.
job by Medina to get wide into the back corner.
Yep, nice job right there. Looks like he got behind Jared Viola, but a little bit of adjustments there, and I'm sure they'll talk about that on the sidelines.
Personnel problems here. The line was out there, but there was no sign of Dorian Wells, the holder, or Shea Gagnor, the kicker. They have now raced on the field. They will set. Ball down. Garnier's approach. It may have been deflected at the line, and it is no good as it goes wide of the bar right. Back up the field come the teams. 7:35 to play here in the 1st quarter. Leominster 7 and Fitchburg 6. Bill Thomas, I have to wonder if maybe it was more the personnel problems.
And didn't really have a chance to get set out there. Maybe a timeout might have been in order right there, but. We see what happens when teams mix extra points. Now they start chasing. We'll have to see how that affects the score going forward.
Looks like Mackay Newton might have got a fingertip on it, or maybe coming in here from the outside.
From the left side, it looked like.
Might have been a player there. It was a little blurry.
Yeah,
wasn't able to see, but a great effort nonetheless.
Great effort, saved a point, and Blue Devils hold on to the early lead.
So happy to have you along with us on RFM Audio. 1st quarter of game number 1, 2022, and wherever you are across the region or around the globe, streaming via YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch. It's great to have you along with us. Along with our television partners at Leominster.tv on Comcast or Verizon Cable, our radio partners live or in delay at 95.1 FM, WLPZ FM, or Tucker56radio.com. We're so pleased to support the student athletes and institutions as the legendary soundtrack of football in Central Massachusetts continues right here on RFM Audio. And while we have this break in the action, we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is high school football on RFM Audio.
You're listening live to Rivalry Family Media, streaming audio on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. For those enjoying our encore presentation, you're listening to our partners, 95.1 FM, WLPZ Low Power FM, Leominster.
Kickoff goes from end to end. It will be returned by Leominster with a head of steam across the 30 and down around the 33-yard line. It was Brian Aguilar on the return into open space. Gains 20 on the return, and Leominster's got good field position. 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line, coming right to left with a 1-point lead in this 141st meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg. 7-6. Leominster on top of Fitchburg. 7:29 to play here in quarter one.
Nice job by Aggie out there to get Leominster some field position. That ball almost got over his head at about the 15. Hauled it in, got some sideline, picked up 20.
Osiris Lopez leads his team on the field for just his second offensive possession. 1st and 10 from their own 33. It's a shotgun snap, back to pass, sets his feet and looks right and throws. Finds Ricky Encarnacion, and he is wrapped and taken down back at the line of scrimmage. Maybe they'll give him a gain of a couple there as he got wrapped and thrown back on the play. Nice defensive play.
Silvestri here. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name, but nice job right there. Covering Ricky. Right there for a short gain.
Did a great job. Get him around the waist, Bill Thomas, and then bring him to the ground with momentum.
About a 4-yard gain there, but
generous.
Still one of those safe passes, I think, that Coach Devins is working into the game plan with this freshman quarterback.
2nd and 6, the shotgun set. 3 receivers in the formation. Delayed give, put it in the belly of Newton. Newton races out to the right numbers, works his way past the defense, got midfield, crossed the Red Raider 45, and out of bounds around the Red Raider 43-yard line. Bill Thomas, I don't know if they can't see Newton, but somehow Newton keeps finding his way into open space. That one's good for a gain of 14.
Yeah, he did a great job weaving his way. I tell you, it looked like he was shut off over there on the end at the sideline. Found a way to cut back and weave his way through some Red Raider bodies, and next thing you know, he's in the secondary and moving the chains.
1st down and 10 to go for the Blue Devils after that big gainer in the belly of Newton. Ball at the Red Raider 43-yard line at right hash, and now the officials come off the near sideline, and a player is down.
It's like he's holding his arm, and I think he did a great job right there drawing the officials' attention. But yeah, elbow or some issue right there with
linebacker
like
Antonio Santiago. Yeah, went down on the play.
Yep.
And now he'll get checked out by athletic trainer Alan Toomley. Long-time legendary athletic trainer Alan Toomley off the sideline, and he'll help Santiago over to the sideline. So they will reset the action. 1st down and 10 for Leominster. The Red Raider 43-yard line going right to left. 6:39 to play here in the first quarter, and a 7-6 Leominster lead. Lopez in a shotgun set. 4 receivers evenly split in the formation. Newton's with him in the backfield. Lopez calling signals, asks for the snap, back to pass, got some time, looks up the seam, he finds Encarnacion across the 20 and spun down at the 16-yard line. Encarnacion in double coverage, went over 2 Red Raiders, wrapped and down he came. It's a gain of 27, and it's a Leominster 1st and 10 at the Red Raider 15-yard line.
And talk about threading the needle with confidence. I mean, either way, inches in that ball. What a show of confidence right there. Great reception by Ricky Encarnacion.
Stephen Bate makes the tackle to take Encarnacion down. It's a 1st and 10 for Leominster at the Red Raider 15-yard line, matriculating from right to left. Shotgun set, 3 receivers in the formation. 2 of them are split to the left. High snap fielded by Lopez. Give it to Newton. Takes it to the short sideline. Cross the 15, tiptoes around the 11, out of bounds at the 10. Give him a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down and 5 at the Red Raider 10-yard line. And Bill Thomas, both offenses in week 1 in the first quarter showing a little rhythm here, which is something we haven't seen over the last couple of years.
Well, I'm seeing some matchups I think that the Blue Devils like off that right side, because every time Newton's had the ball, that's where he's gone, and he's attacked that area with great success.
2nd down and 5 to go. The Red Raider 10-yard line at right hash. Shotgun set. Motion man is Encarnacion. The snap for Lopez. Give it to the motion man Encarnacion. Turn it up left edge to the end zone and in for a Blue Devil touchdown. Ricky Encarnacion with a 10-yard touchdown run coming on the end around. He got the delivery and then delivered 6 more.
He did. And, and he showed some senior maturity there. He took his time, picked his hole, turned it inside the wide receiver's block there, just around his tight end, and fought his way into the end zone. Nice job there by Ricky.
5:47 to play here in quarter one. It's Leominster 13 and Fitchburg 6. Dan Thompson on to try his second extra point of the season. Kicking toward the River Street side of Crocker Field. Snap the ball down. Thompson puts the right foot into it. It splits the uprights, and back up the field come the teams. 5:47 to play here in quarter number one. It's Leominster 14 and Fitchburg 6.
I tell you, nice answer right there after Fitchburg took that kickoff. After Leominster scored, took it right down the field after a nice return and scored their own touchdown. But Leominster comes marching right back down the field with a nice drive of their own.
Kate Robbins has your drive summary back at RFM HQ.
Drive summary on that drive for Leominster. 5 plays covering 66 yards in 2 minutes of game time clock. And of course, it ends with a 10-yard rushing touchdown by Ricky Encarnacion. Right now, Leominster firing on all cylinders, 117 total yards of offense in their 2 offensive drives, Todd and Bill.
And Kate, that type of a number going into last year, there were games they didn't have 117 yards of offense, period.
You're absolutely right. I think that the speculation on whether or not a freshman quarterback was going to be able to lead this team on offense, both in the rushing attack and in the aerial attack, I think that question has been answered here in the early going, and we haven't even seen the dual part of the dual threat quarterback that is Osiris Lopez. He's got more to show.
Thompson's kick goes end over end. It will be returned from the Red Raider 20-yard line, straight up the middle of the field with some space. Moving the ball forward, it's Dorian Wells across the 30-35, and he's taken down just shy of the 40-yard line. A 20-yard return on the play for Wells. 5:40 to play here in quarter one. Red Raiders with their second trip on offense. It's 14-6 Leominster on top of Fitchburg, but it has been a lot more offense. And Bill Thomas, we've been talking a lot about defense the last handful of meetings. Now all of a sudden we're talking about offense on both sides of the field.
And we were talking about, senior-laden defensive line and this and that, but none of that showed up yet, but the offense is firing on all cylinders right now.
And here comes Lucas Bolak and his red and gray offense from their own 40-yard line. A shotgun snap on 1st down and 10. Inside handoff, swallowed up almost immediately. Give him a gain of 2, maybe 3 on the play. It looked like De Leon on the carry. They give him a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Ball at the Red Raider 42-yard line. Working no huddle here. Shotgun set, 2 receivers in the formation. Fake it to De Leon. Bolak dancing back in the pocket, throws, and Encarnacion lays out, and he makes the interception at the 45-yard line. They said he dug it up above the natural surface, but he is down where his knee went down. You cannot get up in high school football, so he makes the catch with the knee down. It is an interception for Ricky Encarnacion, and it's Blue Devil football.
But you talk interception for Ricky Encarnacion, but he better run over there and shake Delmar Wright's hand, because he was in the backfield forcing Boldak to let that ball go when he really shouldn't have, and Ricky made a great job getting his arms under it. Looking at the replay, I think the official got it right. Right in front of the Fitchburg bench with no complaints.
Nobody makes an argument or a suggestion. Otherwise, I would say at best, the replay is inconclusive. Play would stand on review. 1st down and 10 to go from the 45-yard line. The handoff for Newton as Leominster begins their 3rd possession. Newton bounces it to the outside left this time. 40, 35, go 30. Cut from behind across the 20 at the 18-yard line. And Newton chews up 27 more yards. My, oh my, talk about running with a purpose.
Yeah, and running with his head up and watching his action, not just running into the next tackler, avoiding tackles, working that sideline, weaving in, not just giving up out of bounds, and rewarded with a nice 27-yard gain.
1st down and 10 to go for the Blue Devils.
It's going to be approaching 100 yards.
Easily. At the Red Raider 18-yard line at left hash. Shotgun set, 2 receivers split wide out to the right. Single receiver is Drinkwater one-on-one. The shotgun snap over the head of Lopez. He'll make a field with his back to the play at the 40-yard line. Recovers, throws to Encarnacion back at the 30-yard line. It is still a 15-yard loss on the play, but Lopez dangerously fields the ball with his back to the oncoming rush, turns and throws a pass, and finds Ricky Encarnacion.
I tell you, good panic reaction. A little disappointed that Ricky didn't drop the ball. Situational, but you're taught to catch the ball. We'll let that one go, Ricky. But that's a scary play right there.
It is worth at least, they're going to call it 14 yards lost on the play,
Yeah,
second down
least.
and 24. Ball back across the 30 at the Red Raider 31-yard line. Fireworks galore to open the season.
We saw what that freshman quarterback does when things don't go right. I wouldn't really call that panicking, but it turned out okay, I guess, big picture.
Shotgun set, 4 receivers in the formation on second and long. Lopez back to pass. He's got all sorts of field in front of him. He will tuck and run, cross the 20, reach forward toward the 15-yard line. They mark him out of bounds at the Red Raiders 17. He gains back what was lost +1, so it's a gain of 16, and it will be a 3rd down and 9 to go for Leominster at the Red Raider 16-yard line.
Nice get back there after, what do we got, timeout?
Yeah, timeout on the field, stops the clock. 3:26 to play here in the first quarter. Leominster with a 14-6 lead, and now a timeout to settle the action.
And I think let's just look at what happened right there on that play, Todd. Yeah, busted play, and then Lopez takes off. However, we saw this in practice, in the practice game. Put the ball away. It's out there like a loaf of bread, and I think it's going to take a fumble along the way, a ball knocked out of his hands, because we saw him do that a couple of times in the preseason game that we watched, and right there too. Wide open field, but he's got to learn to run with that ball in his hip.
But it's a great situational recognition.
Oh,
you
absolutely.
see the open part
Absolutely.
of the field, you adjust. You've got a coverage sack downfield.
But that's
take the open space.
And that's a learning play. He saw it. He saw what he could get. It just needs to go next level. And I think until he gets something he gets burned by, quarterbacks carry the ball like that, but the screaming, put the ball away, just like we are, especially when the defender gets close, trying to gain every yard he can, even held the ball out, very much situational awareness at the sideline, pick up a little extra, but hate to see that ball flopping around when the defender's coming at you.
3rd and 9 from the Red Raiders 17-yard line. Leominster continues the march from right to left. Shotgun set, 4 receivers in the formation. Started with trips to Encarnacion, came in motion right to left. Play action fake to Encarnacion. Lopez rolls to his right, throws over the middle. Pass is caught by Brian Aguilar across the 5, reaching toward the goal line. He is well short as he gets himself to about the 2. He'll be short by a yard plus. It's a gain of 16. It'll be a 1st and goal for Leominster inside the Red Raider 5-yard line.
I saw a senior quarterback, or I should say a freshman quarterback, play like a senior right there. Heads up. I think that might have been his 3rd read, and but just watched everything flow across the field with him, and then found a receiver with him and hit him right on the numbers.
How about
stride.
Josh Nardi with the open field tackle for the red and gray, by the way.
Saved
that
the
was with an
touchdown.
exclamation point. 1st and goal to go, out of the gun. Snap high, give it to Newton. Newton steps through a tackle to the goal line. It's a Leominster touchdown.
Nice job right there. Safe play right up the middle. Rely on that senior blocking. Pays off with another touchdown for the Blue Devils.
A 2-yard touchdown reach for Mackay Newton. 2:40 to play in the first quarter. It's Leominster on top of Fitchburg.
Newton's second trip into the end zone tonight. Nice job right there. Had that long run and then that nice little power run to score a second time tonight.
Dan Thompson will march off the distance. Brian Aguilar does the holding. Aguilar asks for the football, gets the ball down. Thompson puts the foot into it, and it heads toward River Street. Splits the uprights. Teams come back up the field. 2:40 to play here in the first quarter of the first game of 2022. And it's Leominster on top of Fitchburg, 21-6. Wow. I mean, it has felt like a season in not even a quarter of football thus far. That's how much enthusiasm you can see down on the field, and I know the Red and Gray are going to try to recover here. Bolak threw a tough interception there. A great play by Encarnacion. I want to go back to that, Bill Thomas.
Absolutely.
Because that set this whole thing up. He came from 15 yards off the ball and somehow dug a ball out off the top of the natural surface for an interception, and everything else after that keys off of the INT.
Yeah, but you look at how that play started. Delmar Wright was in the backfield. The big disrupt. He's been in the backfield almost every play tonight, and And that's really where the play started. But then Cashillon sees it developing. He attacks what's going to be a broken play and ends up with 6 points in the end. Yeah, 7 points for the Blue Devils. But, yeah, it all starts with that defense, that senior lineman getting in the quarterback's face, senior defensive back picking off a bad pass, senior running back taking it into the end zone.
Ball in the T, 40-yard line at our right. Thompson on the approach. Swings the right leg and end over end it goes. It will hop around the 16-yard line. It'll be fielded on the one hop there by 28, Dakota Wells. Wells with some space, cross the 25, may have been shoved back a little bit. They will give him a return of 10 to the 26-yard line. And Fitchburg will have first and 10 at their own 26. Time in for Kate Robbins. She's got your drive summary.
Drive summary for Leominster's last touchdown, 5 plays covering 45 yards in 2.5 minutes. It ends with a 2-yard touchdown rush by Makai Newton. Billy Thomas is right. That's Makai Newton's second time into the end zone tonight. He's got 86 yards on 5 carries, Bill Thomas.
Woo. I knew he was getting up there, Kate. Thank you.
That is a full night already. On first down and 10 from the 26, Bolak the snap. Handoff went on the inside to De Leon. Moves forward for about 3 yards. Moves the ball to the 29. And we'll call it second down and 7 to go. And here come the Red Raiders again, working that rhythm. 3 receivers out in the shotgun set. Low snap. Bolak has to fall on it. He couldn't quite find the football, and he will eventually put it away from his left-hand pocket, and he will cover up back across the 25 at the 24-yard line. 3rd down and 12 to go.
Henry Mate right in there. That play, 64, another senior lineman. Tell you, Boldak doesn't pick that up. He's going to
5 and counting left here in the first quarter. Bolak heads back into his huddle here, going to try to settle things down. That play, at least first down, looked like a perfect situation for settling things down. But then you have the low snap, and it's a negative play. Now you got to reset on 3rd and long.
And we've seen Leominster have a couple of snap problems tonight too, but first time it's a bit Fitchburg.
De Leon checks out in motion. Bolak back to pass in an empty set. Has to pull the pass down. He's got 2 in pursuit. He'll tuck and run. Angle back from right to left across the 30. 35, go 40. Slides just shy of the 45 at the 44-yard line. Nice scamper there by Lucas Bolak. Good for a first down on a gain of 19.
Nice job right there on a broken play. Saw some pay dirt in the middle and turned that into a big play and moving the chains. Pick up of about 19 right there. Get them out of a hole.
First down and 10 to go for the Red Raiders. Their own 44-yard line, middle of the field. Crocker Field looks absolutely gorgeous here on the natural surface.
We used to see it all chewed up in Thanksgiving by the end of the first quarter, but yeah, it looks great.
Under a minute to play, 45 seconds left here in quarter 1. On 1st and 10, Bolak the shotgun snap, handoff inside for De Leon, cuts across the 45, advances the football across the 47 to about the 48-yard line. Gain of 4, and we'll call it second down. They marked it back 1. Gain of 3, second down and 7.
Took a yard away from him.
Ball at the 47-yard line just inside of left hash. 20 seconds left here in quarter 1. Shotgun set, 3 receivers, 2 out to the left, 2 backs in the backfield. The give is for De Leon, immediately hit and taken down on the play. Gio Roman, the defensive tackle through the line, makes the hit immediately after the handoff.
And a notation, another one of those seniors that Kate and I love so much on that defensive line, doing his job.
And that's the way the first quarter of this one will come to the end. The 141st meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg, all sorts of fireworks in quarter number 1, kicking off the 2022 high school football season. Through 1, it's Leominster 21 and Fitchburg 6. What a first quarter of action.
A whole game of action right there in the first quarter, and you know, Leominster coach is going to be pretty happy the way their offense is playing and their defense. Nice job right there, once again led by a cast of seniors.
Tonight's broadcast of high school football on RFM Audio will be rebroadcast via our partners at 95.1 FM WLPZ. You can set your dial for 95.1 FM for a weekly encore presentation of this action, the complete broadcast, beginning to end each Saturday at noon on 95.1 FM WLPZ and WLPZ.org. And of course, you can get your breakdown and preview of each week's action on RFM's Coach's Corner with Leominster head coach Devin Gates. New episodes premiere on Mondays at 9 p.m. on these same RFM platforms, including YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on Tucka56radio.com. And WLPZ 95.1 FM has Coach's Corner Thursday nights at 5 o'clock.
No excuses not to catching us.
We're
everywhere.
Plenty of places to find the action. Teams change ends as we begin the second quarter of action. Snap and the handoff went inside quickly, got swallowed up on the play. First 10 seconds off the board. 11:45 left here in the second quarter. A 21-6 Leominster advantage. Red and gray now going right to left here in quarter number 2. After the gain across the 45 to just about midfield, call it the 48-yard line. It'll be 4th down and long, 4th down and 6 to go for the red and gray. They are going to go for it here at midfield. Snap. Bolak faked the give. Defense swarms. Down he goes. Maybe no gain on the play. It is a turnover on downs, and the Leominster defense generates yet another turnover, stopping the red and gray on 4th down.
Nice job, Logan, I say. Another one of those seniors coming up from the bottom of that pile. Nice job tracking down Boldak from the back, though. He eluded one tackle in the backfield. Looked like he was going to break free, but Leominster defense was having nothing of it.
Kate Robbins back at headquarters. Kate, through one quarter, what's the first stat that jumps out at you?
First stat that jumps out at me is the 21 points that Leominster has been able to put on the board. Obviously, the defense doing a nice job in all 3 of the Fitchburg offensive drives, because we have the interception and the turnover on downs. Leominster's defense doing a nice job showing up, but their offense has been pretty impressive.
Timeout on the field. Fitchburg has to spend a timeout. Some personnel problems once again. And, of course, those situations creep up, Kate, on week 1 quite often as players are learning what packages they're in. I mean, it's very easy to lose track of the fact these guys have only had less than 3 weeks of actual practice in this season thus far.
Yeah, Leominster offense almost caught the entire Red Raider defense over on the sideline in a team huddle here. Had to rush back out to the line of scrimmage. Fitchburg coaches quickly call timeout.
Opportunity for our hard-working player spotlight of the first quarter. Kate, you're looking at the numbers. Who's the hard-working player of quarter number 1?
Hardworking player of quarter number 1 right now is going to be Makai Newton. 5 carries, 86 yards for the Blue Devils. He's gotten pay dirt twice already. He's got 2 touchdowns on the evening thus far. 33-yard touchdown rush in the first and a 2-yard touchdown rush with 2:40 remaining in the quarter. So Makai Newton is my choice thus far.
And Braden Martin will get this first down handoff out of the timeout. And Braden Martin's into open space. He moves from left to right, across the 40, then the 35, angled toward the Red Raider 30-yard line at left hash, and he's hauled down at the 29-yard line. Then there's extracurriculars that ensue on the play. The officials will dive in and separate them. It's a gain of 19 for Braden Martin, getting his first carry of the season.
And I had to go to my score sheet for that number. I hadn't seen him on the field, and but what a way to make your appearance known.
Indeed. A beautiful moon-filled sky on a clear night here at Crocker Field. 10:35 to play here in the second quarter. 21-6 Leominster on top of Fitchburg. Still in the first half of action of game number 1. We've got a whole season full of this.
And wow, hey dirt.
For a Leominster touchdown.
I think we'll be saying that a lot more as the season progresses.
27-6 Leominster on top of Fitchburg. First time for Dan Thompson to kick toward the Circle Street entrance. Flags went up as there was a botch on the snap. Right now, the point after is no good. It was blocked at the line, but it is the first flag, believe it or not, of this 141st meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg. And we've got Bill Goslin for you down on the field.
Offside, 37 defense. Half the distance to the goal, replay the try.
He's got offsides on the defense. Thank our friends at FATV, folks here at Fitchburg High's athletic department for that. Bill Goslin able to hear it directly from him down on the field. 10:01 to play here in the second quarter.
29 yards to pay dirt right there, freshman to freshman, and let's get used to saying that combination, Lopez to Drinkwater. And not just this year, but for a number of years to come, I do believe.
I want to talk about contested passes coming up here in a moment. But first, the point after as they replay the try. Aguilar the snap, the ball is down. Thompson sends the kick up and through toward the Circle Street entrance as the teams come back up the field. 10:01 to play in the second quarter. Leominster with a 28-6 lead over Fitchburg in the 141st meeting of these two storied rivals. Bill Thomas, I wanted to talk about contested passes. It's not that Leominster's had wide open receivers here. Every single pass has been contested, sometimes with two members of the Red Raider defense, and Leominster right now is just out-battling them for the football.
Yeah, and I tell you, I give all the credit to Lopez. You know, for a 14-year-old freshman, a pure freshman, you know, not only is he handling the pressure, he's delivering the ball accurately. He's playing with his head up, and I don't know if you were really caught that entire sequence there on that touchdown pass. Pump fake short, then takes another step and fires it down. Freshman 14-year-olds don't usually think that fast and that clearly and then complete the play all the way through with success. And pump fake, wait for your guy, get him in the corner, put up a 50-50 ball, and he comes down with it. I bet you they've done that before at different levels, and they've just taken it to a new level tonight.
And whether Encarnacion was battling for the ball or whether it was Newton with his legs battling through the defense, and then, of course, Drinkwater there for his first real target, he's able to make that catch in traffic. The ball goes downfield. It will be returned by the red and gray. It's Josh Nardi coming from right to left from his own 15-yard line, angled across the 20, the 25, then the 30, and dragged down at the Red Raider 31-yard line. It's a return of 14, and it'll be a first down and 10 for Fitchburg at their own 31.
You know, we wondered, at least I did, Todd, how long was it going to take for Drinkwater to make his presence known? You know, we heard a lot about him. Didn't take long in the second quarter. We didn't mention his name the entire first quarter, but it didn't take long for him to get on the stat sheet in the second quarter.
And what Leominster benefits from, we alluded to it a little bit in our countdown to kickoff, and that is you can't coach
size.
height.
You can't, right. I mean, size is a given that you need to use to your advantage. And size and speed. And they definitely got the size, and I see some speed there too. So just make it pay off, and Blue Devils have here in this first quarter and a half of the season.
Indeed they have. On first and 10 from their own 31. It's a shotgun snap for Bolak. Back to pass, pushed out to his right, tries a little dart. He gets hit as he throws, and it's knocked down to the ground. The linebacker, Josh Cormier, got a hand on that one to knock it away.
Yeah, Delmar Wright, 52 in the backfield again. Pressuring Bolak. He's been back there all night in his pocket. Once again, almost forced him into another turnover, errant pass, but fell to the ground.
And Delmar Wright has been all around the football, Bill Thomas.
Tonight.
He'll also handle punting duties, by the way, this year
if they
as
ever
well.
have to punt.
I was going to say, if a punt is ever necessitated, Delmar Wright, the defensive end, will also. Second down, 10 to go from the Red Raider 31. The shotgun snap, fake the give. Bolak keeps it himself. He is wrapped and taken down once again. There's Gio Roman in there with a couple of others in their blue and white tops, taking down Bolak for a loss of one.
Trying to see who else was in there. Could have been, looked like Henry Mate also, a little help. But it's not just one player tonight. They're playing as a team, Todd, whether it's on offense or defense. Gang tackling and blocking who they need to block and shedding the blockers that they need to get out of their way. That's complete first half here so far.
Third down and a long 10. Bolak back to pass. Looks left and throws. Diving effort made into the boundary. It's incomplete, but a great layout effort made there by Josh Nardi.
Yeah, pass was a little high. I don't think it was going to be a first down anyways. It had some defense over there. Jared Viola was on him, going to push him out of bounds, but punt coming up here unless they decide to go for it again, and it looks like they're a little confused here.
Yeah, there is some personnel confusion down on the
field. They're going to end up against the shot clock.
There you go.
The play clock.
All right, they will settle things down.
They got about 6 players on the field. 2, 4, 6. They got 8 players.
Yaniel Silvestri looks at Bill Goslin, and he says, timeout, 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 as there's personnel issues.
9, looks like I see 9 special teams on the punt team there for Fitchburg. Somebody's either injured or not paying attention, but it's cost him another timeout right there.
9:02 to play in the second quarter. 28-6 is Leominster's advantage, and they have now called that timeout to reset personnel. It'll be 4th down and a long 10 back at their own 30-yard line for the red and gray, punting from right to left here again on a perfectly still night. So no advantage either direction you're kicking at this point. But clearly, as you look at the field, Bill Thomas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the punter makes 8 out on the field.
I mean, I saw this course 6, and then I'm looking around for extras. I'm like, it looks a little light out there. But, yeah, force him into another timeout. I tell you, they kicked out with only 6 or 7 players on the field. I think Leominster's taking advantage of that situation as the blocking becomes easy pickings.
Conversation from the sideline. Looks like Christian Lopez speaking to the official on the near sideline is once again they are short on personnel.
Yep.
Now they will run Devon late. He'll take up the far right side of the line. Yaniel Silvestri stands back at his own 16 to punt. Ground ball. Recovers it. Gets a good punt up into the air. Right to left it goes. Hops at the Blue Devil 41 and takes a lovely Red Raider bounce before checking up at the Leominster 30 on the play.
Let's see where the flag came out. Oh, something a little extra.
Tail end of the play. It was away from the football.
Yeah,
this is toward the Leominster's hash mark on the left of the field.
Let's see what we got.
Personal foul, number 17, Fitchburg, 15-yard penalty being forced. First down, Leominster.
And it's a 15-yard personal foul that will come at the end of the play. And they are marking it from the spot of the foul. So the mark-off will come 15 yards from what was the 38-yard line. And now they will start the mark-off there.
Move it out past midfield. Great
Indeed
field position for the
So
Blue
Leominster
Devils.
gets the yardage back to where the personal foul occurred and then gets 15 yards. Pretty good advantage.
About a 20-yard from where the punt spot was. The end of the punt, I would say. Nice 20-yard gain with no return.
Another case where, unfortunately, the Red and Gray have put themselves into a hole and given Leominster an advantage.
They have.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils across midfield at the Red Raider 47-yard line.
Lopez directing traffic.
And he'll take a high snap. Settle, now rolls to his right. Looking back across the grain, steps around a defender, tucks across the line. He is spun down shy of the 40 at around the Red Raider 43-yard line. Gain of about 5. He did.
I was channeling him. Put the ball away.
Stepped around the two defenders, Bill
Good
Thomas.
Job.
You got the old Madden game there. It's like truck stick. You just truck stick left and boom, right around the defense.
One thing I noticed
Very impressed.
He looked like he was on the verge of throwing an ill-advised cross-the-field pass right there, and at the last second, changed his mind. Nice little veteran-looking move right there that he didn't take a chance when he didn't have to.
The board is showing 2nd and 55, which might be a record. It's 2nd down and 5, and the ball is at the Red Raider 42. Lopez takes the shotgun snap, throws to his left, long across the field, finds Encarnacion, sheds a defender into open space. Flag is out on the play as Encarnacion crosses the 25, then the 20. He's spun down at the 17-yard line, but the flag is out, and that's in the area, Bill Thomas, of potentially a block in the back that sprung Encarnacion.
Yeah, I'd say something probably happened over there that led to all that extra yardage.
Legal block in the back, number 52 of the offense, 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
We're calling Delmar Wright's name a lot, but that's not one we want to call it for, Delmar.
Yaniel Silvestri, by the way, comes off lame. He was running toward the sideline, but he is hopping on one leg. That did not look good for Silvestri. He was able to get to his own sideline on his own power, but
interestingly enough, all said and done, Leominster still ends up with a 1st down.
And that's about the Federation enforcement. Correct. It is marked from the spot of the foul. Then they mark it, and then they look to see whether Leominster achieved the 1st down after the yards are taken away. They did. So it's now 1st and 10 for Leominster. The ball is marked at the Red Raider 37-yard line at left hash. So Leominster going left to right.
Does Ricky get credit for a 10-yard catch at the end, and there's a completion for 10 yards?
That's a great question.
Because they advanced the ball somehow.
Lopez will roll to the left, throw, and the pass is juggled and incomplete. Dominic Swain with the attempted catch there, and he was frustrated with himself. Might be the first dropped pass of the night. That one was a little bit behind Swain as he went downfield.
Had a chance, but Fortunately, when he tipped it up in the air, there were no Red Raiders in the area, and the ball fell harmlessly to the ground. That ball could have been picked, but probably one of the first not completely accurate passes that Lopez has thrown all night. But it was still catchable.
On 2nd down and 10, Lopez with the handoff to Newton. Newton bounces it out to the left, across the 35-yard line, reaches toward the 30. Looks like a gain of about 8. And it'll bring up 3rd down and about 3 to go.
Yeah, they'll give him 7.5. Yeah, maybe give him a cheating 8, but it's a long 3 here.
Lots of folks checking in throughout the region, enjoying the coverage wherever you are and however you choose to experience this one. 6:44 to play here in the second quarter. Leominster drive continues on 3rd and short. This is a give for Newton, who races laterally across the 31, turns the corner at the 30, upfield he goes before getting driven out of bounds across the 20 at about the 17-yard line. It's a Leominster first down for Mackay Newton on a gain of 14.
Nice job right there, a little hesitation step. Just get that defense to break stride a little bit, then turn on the jets around the corner. It's working that sideline great. Coming that same way, working off that right side of his offensive line to great success tonight.
6:20 and counting to play here in the second quarter, 28-6. Leominster on top of Fitchburg and continuing the drive here as we wind down toward halftime. Lopez calling signals with 3 receivers in the formation, 2 wide to the left. Back to pass, slant coming from the left. Pass is caught by Drinkwater, sheds a defender, reaches for the end zone. It's a Leominster touchdown.
Wow, that looked like they've been running that play for the last 10 years. In stride, full stride, Lopez to Drinkwater again.
Wow, just plain wow. 5:56 to play here in the second quarter. It's Leominster 34 and Fitchburg 6. An 18-yard touchdown
Almost
strike.
forgot what I'm doing over here. I'm enjoying the game too much. Sorry, Todd.
No worries. Lopez for
Kate, help me out.
We'll get to Kate Robbins' drive summary coming up here. Point after coming up. Ball down, kick is to the bar, and good. Teams come back up the field. 5:56 to play here in the second quarter. It's Leominster 35 and Fitchburg 6. Kate Robbins got the drive summary and some stats, Kate, that are looking very blue and white.
The stats look great if you are a Blue Devil in that drive. 6 plays covering 47 yards. Took 3 minutes with the 18-yard pitch and catch for a touchdown. As Billy said, we're going to hear this a lot. Lopez to Drinkwater for that touchdown. Right now it's 35-6. Leominster on top of Fitchburg, and the numbers are favorable.
They are, Kate. Thank you so much. Kate will have, of course, the stats coming up at the half as we'll recap that first half of action. We'll identify our impact player. We'll have our mid-game adjustments. We'll have a performance from the marching bands, because here on RFM Audio, we get the bands. When there are bands, we've got the bands for you. So halftime performance, the marching red and gray coming up at the half. And then Kate will have scores from around the region on the halftime scoreboard. All that coming up at the half here on RFM Audio. 5:56 to play here in the second quarter. 35-6, Leominster on top of Fitchburg here at Crocker Field, the 141st meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg, the first of 2 meetings here in 2022 in week number 1. Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left. Thompson sets his line, begins the approach, swings the right leg and sends one end over end down the middle left of the field. Skidding play there. It is fielded by Early, but he put his knee down at the 15-yard line.
Slid up to get it, and Fisher right on him there. Had his knee down when he pulled it in, and it stops the play.
Nothing you can do about that one. 5:53 to play here in the second quarter. 35-6, Leominster on top of Fitchburg in this one. And like you said, Bill Thomas, I mean, rules being the way they are written in Federation play, anytime the knee goes down, it's not like the NFL where you can get up if you haven't been touched or anything of that nature. Knee goes down, you're down. And in this case, although there was nobody around him, he skidded up, and if any part of that knee touches the ground,
Knee to
you
foot,
are down.
shin, any part of that lower leg, you're down. Or elbow, too.
First and 10 for Fitchburg, their own 15-yard line. Back to pass, Bolak looks left and throws, in and out of the hands and incomplete. It was Josh Medina, the intended receiver. And I got to imagine, Bill Thomas, if you're on that sideline right now, the discussion has got to be, we can't get this all back in one play. So it's about build it now. Get a strike on this drive, get a strike on the next drive. You're getting the football to open the second half.
I think it's really about this drive, Todd.
Yes.
Even if it takes the rest of this second quarter, got to get something out of this. Got to get your spot on. Can't get it all back at once, but you got to get something.
Teams traded touchdowns to open the football game, and then it's been all Leominster with unanswered points since. Second down and 10 to go. Ball at the 15-yard line at right hash. Shifts a man in motion, does Bolak. It's De Leon. Back to pass. Throws to the motion man, De Leon, who makes the catch in and out of the hands of a defender, and down he goes for a loss on the play. Back across the Red Raider 10 at the 8-yard line. Second loss of 7 on the play.
Where are they going to put him on the? They're going to put him on the 10.
10, yeah, they call that this point
of
progress.
Forward, about the loss of about 5, and it's all said and done. But
Brian Aguilar was the defender right on top of De Leon when he made the catch.
And it almost looks like the Red Raiders are running out of plays. They ran that same play 2 plays in a row right there, and no success either time.
You want to find something that
Trying
works.
to get something that
and
works.
right now, that's what I think Coach Graham and company are doing. Here's a hard snap. Leominster will jump.
Guess that works.
And that's one way to advance.
Offside, 64 defense, 5-yard penalty, third down.
And that'll recover what was lost on the previous play. Still be third down. Third down and 10 for Fitchburg.
Yeah, let's go back to that opening touchdown, Todd.
Sure.
But before that, Fitchburg kicks off, tries a sneaky onside kick.
Yes.
First-year player, senior, Tony Savatelli's on it. That leads to that first score. Talk about a momentum shift. If that onside kick had been successful, who knows what would the scoreboard look like now? But, I mean, great way to start the game, and that momentum is just carried through.
Third and 10, Bolak back to pass in a gun, flushed out of the pocket, going to his right. He's improvising, tucks the football across the 15, connects with a defender, and drives his legs forward to the 20-yard line.
Xavier Cora squared him up and said, you're stopping right here, my friend.
And Bolak was undeterred. He kept the legs moving. Quite the battle there, by the way. Bolak, 6'1", 175. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Cora, 5'11", 180. Pretty even tail of the tape. Goes for a gain of 10. But leaves a fourth down, and about 5 to go.
Wow, this is blowout territory right here. Fitchburg doesn't convert this to a first down.
Their own yard line, and they've sent the punt team out, Bill Thomas. Yadiel Silvestri stands at his own 7-yard line.
Counting the players, it looks like they're short again.
Goes out to the left. He'll field it and make a great punt downfield. Encarnacion will begin the return at the Red Raider 48-yard line. Now shifts the field, comes from left to right, steps through the bear trap across the 40, then the 25, cuts back into the grain. He is wrapped and taken down at the Red Raider 25-yard line. A return of 30 yards for Ricky Encarnacion on a good punt from deep in his own end by Silvestri, but not able to drive Leominster back. And then, of course, Encarnacion recognizes the field.
We're only going to give him 17 on that.
Thank you. I'm just following the numbers that Bill Thomas is flashing at.
I'm looking, Kate. I'm trying.
Job all around.
Sorry, Ricky, we had to take some yards away from you there. You only got 17 on that return.
But nonetheless, it is a first down and 10 to go for the Blue Devils.
Pretty much
some personnel problems over on the far Drinkwater. Problems with the alignment. Does get back to the line, and it's set. They give it to Braden Martin on first down. Martin will take it from right to left, turn around left end, cross the 20, angle to the 15, then the 10, taken down around the 9-yard line. Looks like first down and goal to go for Leominster, and Braden Martin rips off another run. This one good for 18.
Nice job right there. Going to give the Blue Devils first and goal. 7. Plenty of time.
Personnel substitutions coming on the Fitchburg sideline.
Rolling down to 3 minutes left in the first half.
And Leominster with a 35-6 lead.
Look for that slant here again. Nobody on the inside there on the left. See if they pick up on that.
Calling signals. This is Lopez unset. Takes the snap, give it to Newton. Dances to the left, comes back to the right, cross the 5, taken down around the 3-yard line.
Gain of about 4 right there on that first down.
2:35 and counting left here in the second quarter.
Clock not a factor. No first down possibility here. No possibility for a first down without a penalty. So we're just going to let the clock run here for this first half.
Late defender coming onside.
Again for the Red Raiders.
This was 19 Mateo Rivera. And the snap gave it to Newton. They were able to stack him up and make the play.
But watch who gets up off the bottom of the pile. Is it? No, it's 21. I thought it was 19 that got in there on the tackle.
That would be impressive if you run late onto the field and then you're able to make it. Antonio Santiago makes the defensive play. And just getting into that play, Bill Thomas,
he was. 19
was
makes
Rivera.
The play. After being late on the field, he was the first one to make contact right there. He ran into the right spot.
I'm just impressed he got onside. He was that late into
the fact that he was heads up and made that, they ran right at him. I thought they had something, but not. Maybe it was a sneaky defensive play.
Great hustle, and then you get right into the play. Lopez on 3rd and goal. The shotgun snap takes it out to the right, tries to shovel that pass backward on a lateral looking for Braden Martin, who smartly falls on a fumbled football.
Yeah,
and that's the first time. Mark it, 125 to play in the second quarter. A freshman looked like a freshman.
A freshman move right there.
Trying to make a play, trying to do too much.
A little too much.
You'll learn on the job.
Absolutely, and that's a discussion for the sideline. That let's learn and move on. It didn't cost us anything except a teaching moment right there for the. But those situations like that are going to come up in big games, and this is the time to learn. And correct those mistakes, whether it be mental or physical.
A Red Raider is down just across the sideline.
What is it there?
Yeah, that's Harvey Early. And discussion on the Leominster side, trying to get the personnel and the play, and they'll take a timeout. Coach Gates spends the timeout. 5:12 to play here in the second quarter, and a 35-6 Leominster lead.
I got to tell you, this is quite unexpected.
Let me correct that time. Yeah, it looks like 5:12. I'm going.
They took the point away. They don't run the clock on timeouts.
On timeouts, yeah. So 51.2
which
seconds
messes it up in a whole different world.
That's right.
But I got to tell you, we had some high expectations for the Blue Devils based on just what we saw from a half of scrimmage when the starters were on the field. But I'm above and beyond impressed what I've seen from the Blue Devils offense and defense, both sides of the ball. Usually defenses are ahead of the offenses early in the season, especially with a veteran defense, a lot of seniors. But a lot of seniors on the Fitchburg side of the ball, too. They might not be playing in familiar positions, but, they got some senior presence there, but the Blue Devils have taken advantage of every opportunity tonight.
Indeed they have. Coming up at the half here on RFM and with our partners, a performance from the marching Red Raiders down on the field. We'll have that action for you at the half. Kate's also standing by with a full stat recap from half number 1 with the scores around the region as well. Then we'll come back here. Billy and I have got our impact player, mid-game adjustments, and so much more. On 4th down and goal to go. Encarnacion gets the handoff, finds his way into the end zone, and it is a Leominster touchdown.
It wasn't a handoff, it was a Wildcat snap.
Thank you, Bill Thomas. I looked up, he had the ball.
Lopez not even on the field right there.
Then I was distracted by what looked like a flag on the field. And it turned out it was a towel that had fallen off.
Yellow towel. I saw that.
A player as well.
A direct Wildcat snap to Encarnacion right there, and he scores his second touchdown of the night.
He did. And that was a high snap as we check it out on our replay from FA. He makes the catch and then somehow finds a hole, picks his way into the end zone he goes. It's 41-6. Leominster on top of Fitchburg, 43 seconds before the half. Ball is down. Thompson's kick may have been deflected. It is no good. Teams come back up the field. 43 seconds before halftime. 41-6. Leominster on top of Fitchburg.
I think Leominster scored every time they've touched the ball tonight. I haven't really been keeping that kind of stat, but maybe Kate has that for us.
Kate's got the drive.
I've got more than that for you guys. Bill Thomas, you are correct. Every single drive has resulted in a touchdown, but historically speaking, we have a 95-year record that was just broken in this Leominster-Fitchburg rivalry. In a single half, this is the most point differential or most points scored. Leominster scoring 41 points. That has not happened since 1927. In the second half, 38 points were scored in that one. So we've got a 95-27 record.
My, oh my, oh my.
Good job coming up with that, Kate. That's a stat that's worth bragging about.
If you
Mark Bedanza and I have been talking all night.
I kind of figured Mark was chiming in. He's the the guru historian when it comes to everything Leominster Fitchburg. Thank you, Mark,
if
for
you
listening and adding that stat.
If you had 41 points for anybody in the first half, I would head on down to your local establishment and play yourself the local lottery, because I don't think anybody had 41 points for either side in the first half. Thompson will send a squib right up the middle of the field. It's played on about 1,000 hops with a head of steam by Isaiah Jeffries, the senior. He'll angle his way out to the left. He'll cross the Red Raider 35 and be taken down around the 37-yard line. It's a return of just 6 yards for Jeffries, but he's got himself on the score sheet. See what Fitchburg elects to do here. 35.5 seconds before halftime. Do you say enough is enough? Just kneel on the ball, let's go to the locker room and figure this back out? Or do you take a pop at it? You're getting the ball back to start the second half.
I got to tell you, the front four Devils have been in the backfield all night. I don't know if Bolduc has time to set up to even look downfield, but hey, might as well take a shot and see what happens. Nothing else has gone right for the most part for the Red Raiders. Set them up, spread them out, and maybe we can get some magic here if the first half comes to an end.
Great crowd here at Crocker Field tonight for this 141st meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg. First down and 10 to go. Ball at the Red Raider 36. Shotgun snap. Bolak gets it. Tries to run around and run this one out. They won't have to snap the ball again. 40-second play clock and just 23 seconds left in this first half.
Fortunately, Delmar Wright just came up out of that pile after making that tackle, limping. He's down on the sideline. Looks like lower extremity right side is what they're looking at, but that'd be a huge loss for the Blue Devils.
And Bolak is trotting toward the locker room, and that's the way this first half will end. Half number one of the 141st meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg. Week number one of high school football all across Massachusetts. Leominster on top of Fitchburg, 41-6 through one half of action here at Crocker Field. Keep in mind one important note. If Leominster can score 41 in the first half, Fitchburg can score 41 in the second.
You couldn't say it any better. You know, what is done to you, you can return the favor. You have the same amount of time to work with. Quick note, Delmar Wright injured on that last play. It's over being worked on the sidelines. The teams have left the field, but it looks like the trainer hopefully is working on his calf, possibly a muscle or some type of cramp, but still working on Delmar Wright over there on the Blue Devil sideline after everybody else has gone to the locker room.
Before we head off here at halftime with this break in the action, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is high school football on RFM Audio.
You're listening live to Rivalry Family Media, streaming audio on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. For those enjoying our encore presentation, you're listening to our partners, 95.1 FM, WLPZ Low Power FM, Leominster.
Halftime score here from Crocker Field. Leominster 41 and Fitchburg 6. Coming up, Fitchburg Marching Band will be down on the field. We'll have it for you here on RFM. Beyond that, we've got Kate's first half recap, plus the scores from around the region tonight. One other game in action. It's Lowell and Tewksbury. Was Kate able to ferret that one out somewhere from social media? I've got good thoughts that she does back in the Mr. P studios at RFM HQ. So we've got Kate coming up at the half. All that and more. Plus, we'll have our impact player, our mid-game adjustments, and all sorts more fun here from Crocker Field in Fitchburg. Hope you're enjoying this great night of action on RFM Audio, on Leominster TV, on WLPZ, and in replay on Tucka56radio.com. The season has only just begun. Doubleheader action. We're right back at it tomorrow night on these same partners for more high school football. Franklin travels to Wachusett in that action, so we're looking forward to that as well. So stay with us for more of that. We step aside for just a moment. When we come back, Kate Robbins has your look at the first half stats. A break and we're back with more. This is high school football on RFM.
I'll never forget the day I decided to go out for the football team. Mr. Banks, the JV football coach and my history teacher, asked me to stay after class. I thought I was in trouble. He said, "Hey, Darius, have you thought about going out for football? I think you'd be great." Fact is, I never played football. Fact is, I never had anyone tell me I'd be great at something. So, with no experience at all, I signed up. And a week later, I padded up and was running drills on the field. I never was great, but playing high school sports was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I was accepted by my teammates, and I learned that when someone believes in you, you can believe in yourself.
Encourage a student you know to take part in a high school sport. This message presented by the MIAA and the Massachusetts Secondary Schools Athletic Directors Association.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riders?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the NEN, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can...
Since Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Is there a student athlete at your school that deserves recognition? Someone who's constantly representing your school as a good citizen and should be acknowledged. Now is your chance to nominate a student athlete for the MIAA Student Athlete of the Month Award. This award is presented monthly to 2 student athletes who display excellence in the areas of academics, athletics, and community service. Students in grades 9 through 12 who attend MIAA member schools are eligible to receive the award. Visit the MIAA website at miaa.net to nominate a student athlete today. The Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, building the future through educational athletics.
This is Bob Sosi, the voice of New England football, for the best high school football action in North Central Mass, featuring our award-winning broadcast team of Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, and Kate Robbins. Keep it right here.
Halftime at Crocker Field, the 141st meeting of this rivalry. Leominster and Fitchburg, the second Week 1 kickoff classic here on RFM Audio, Leominster TV, WLPZ, and Tucka56radio.com. Great to have you with all of us on this Thursday night as high school football opens up across the state right here at Crocker Field in Fitchburg. Halftime score from Crocker Field. Leominster on top of Fitchburg, 41-6. Yeah, you are hearing me right if you're just tuning in. 41-6, Leominster on top of Fitchburg at the half. How did we get here? Kate Robbins is going to retell you that whole story. Kate's got our first half recap coming up, plus scores from around the region back at RFM HQ. Kate, take it away.
All right, let's take a look first at team totals. And when Bill Thomas hears some of these numbers, he is going to be wildly impressed. We know it's a 41-6 game right now, advantage Leominster. Total offense for Leominster thus far in just the first half. 286 yards of total offense. That's 108 yards passing, 178 yards rushing in a total of 25 plays. No turnovers for the Blue Devils. They have possessed the ball for 12 minutes. Now, if we take a look at the individual contributions by some of these players, we take a look first at the rushing attack. Makai Newton, 9 touches for 110 yards. He's averaging 13.8 yards per carry. Braden Martin has 2 rushes for 35 yards. He's averaging 17.5 yards per carry. Ricky Encarnacion has 2 rushes for 16 yards. Osiris Lopez has 17 yards in the quarterback position. If we take a look at the aerial attack, Lopez to Encarnacion, that's 5 times they have connected for 46 yards. Listen to this one. Ricky Encarnacion is averaging over 9 yards per carry. Brian Aguilar has 1 reception for 15 yards. The freshman, Lopez to Drinkwater, 2 receptions, 47 yards. Now let's take a look at Osiris Lopez, 908 yards passing. That's 89% completion rate for the fresh, 5 yards per pitch and catch. If we take a look at the touchdowns for Leominster, Makai Newton has 2 touchdowns, both of which came in the first quarter. Ricky Encarnacion has 1 rushing touchdown. Caden Drinkwater has 2 receptions for touchdowns on the night. And on the Wildcat spot, Ricky Encarnacion capped off the first half with a 6-yard touchdown rush from the Wildcat spot. If we take a look at Fitchburg's side of the ball, team totals, we've got 56 yards of offense for the Red Raiders, 11 of them coming via the pass, 45 of those coming via the rush. Also, they have run 25 plays, 1 turnover for the Red Raiders. But right now, everything is coming up roses. We do have some statistical, historical numbers that we are taking a look at. Not only are we taking a look at the number of points, that record, that 95-year record from 1927 that was just broken with the 41 points that Leominster scored, that breaks the 95-year record of a total of 38 points in a single half. It was the second half in the 1927 matchup between these two teams. We are also taking a look at a record number. Record is also in jeopardy, also from 1904 and 1915 respectively. So we have some very old records that are taking a look at potentially being broken tonight. And that is your stat recap for just the first half ball. And that's where we're at thus far, Todd.
It feels like it's been a full season already. I mean, the action has come fast and furious on both sides. And, Kate, I mean, I look at that first quarter, and I mean, Bill Thomas pointed it out earlier. Of course, you could question the onside kick, play a little trickery, see if you could steal an extra possession right off the bat, start your season a little differently. That's one thought you kind of can go back and maybe look at. Leominster able to capitalize, but Fitchburg came right back, responded at that moment. And then all of a sudden, Leominster exploded for offense.
You're absolutely right about that, but neither of these coaches feign away from being aggressive in their play calling. So the fact that there was that onside kick attempt to start off the game to try to see if you could sense Leominster maybe being on their heels is not surprising coming from a coach like Greg Graham. You felt how excited he was for this game. Makes sense that he would try to capitalize right off the bat and try to get a 2-for-1 on offense to start things off. Not surprised, but kudos to Leominster for staying the course. And of course, why wouldn't Tony Savatelli come up with that right off the bat? I mean, who could script that any better?
I was going to say first year player falls on the football. Yeah, that's a great start to a story and a great start to this 2022 season. The question will, of course, be, is this going to be the Leominster team we're going to see week in and week out? We've got 12 more weeks to answer that question.
Well, the eyeballs will certainly be on them. I've been taking a look at Twitter for you for your scores. I do not have a varsity football update from that Lowell-Tewksbury game, but I can tell you the freshman game ended in a 0-0 tie earlier today. So that's I can tell you that
futility
much.
On both sides.
Yes, but I don't have a varsity score yet, but the freshman game was a barn burner.
Wow.
0-0 tie, final. Boom.
No, that's authoritative. How about that? As things may be. Of course, if you're just joining us here on the broadcast and you're wondering, where's the marching band? We were waiting for the marching red and gray, and they never materialized. They played at the national anthem. They were wonderful. Of course, they've traveled to Walt Disney World in the last couple of years. They're an incredible band under Tabitha Greenlees, and then they weren't here for a halftime performance. So we promise RFM will have band performances, just didn't have one tonight. So we'll stand by for that in the weeks ahead. But also, if you're wondering, why is Kate Robbins somewhere else? Why is she back at RFM HQ? Well, if you weren't with us off the top of the broadcast, Billy, Kate, and I shared that Kate and I had a phenomenal, life-changing experience as we welcomed a new member to the RFM family just about 1 month ago and a handful of days. Patrick Andrew James Robbins joined the family just 1 month ago, and so Kate and I very lucky to have been bestowed with our first little boy, and he is at home working with Kate on the stats tonight, along with us there. And so Kate will be joining us from RFM HQ throughout the year. And the more this technology, we're able to evolve the plan, the more we'll be able to incorporate her as we continue throughout the weeks as well. But Kate, thank you so much for the work in the first half. We will hear from you in the second. And we welcome back Bill Thomas.
Kate, thank you very much for carrying halftime.
And away we go with second half action. The kick will go end over end. It will be returned on the play by Harvey Early. Early steps across the 30 and is down shy of the 35 at the 34, gain of 8. And that's where Fitchburg will start with the football. First down and 10, their own 34-yard line. Bill Thomas, your mid-game adjustments. First opportunity, red and gray hit the field here. What do you do? What are the changes you make right here, right now?
Well, you find a way to score in this possession and every other possession that you're going to get in this first half, I think. But the Red Raiders just got to get some continuity to their offense. Nothing's been working. Boldak's been chased out of the pocket every time he's dropped back. And when he's had a chance to throw, he's been off target for the most part. Just got to find a way to get some flow, get some rhythm. They never got any rhythm, after that first half miscue in the offside on the.
And that's the way you start. First and 10, Bolak back to pass out of a gun. Looks to his right and throws. Pass is caught on the play. Once again, there's Harvey Early, his second mention in the second half. He cracks midfield, and it's a Red Raider first down and 10 to go on a gain of 20.
Nice job right there. As I was going to say, that ill-timed onside kick that kind of blew up in their face, led to that early score. Got to find a way to right the ship after that because nothing's gone right from the opening kickoff.
Bolak goes with a handoff here on first and 10 at midfield. It's De Leon on the carry, cross midfield. Drives his legs forward, gains 1, maybe 2 on the play. Actually, they're going to give him a little more. They're going to give him down, and we'll call it a long 6. Shotgun set, working with no huddle here. 4 receivers in the formation. Play action fake. Now busted play. Bolak rolls left, throws back across his body. It is caught in double coverage there, settling down among 2 defenders. Looked like, and it was, a nice catch made there by Stephen Bates.
0 gain, though, and Boldak under pressure once again from that senior front 4. Just blowing up the blocks and putting Boldak under pressure every chance they get.
Officials are pointing downfield to the back judge. Not sure if there was concerns about the clock or a reset. They appear to be all set now. Third down, long 6 to go. Side of midfield, there's a hard count, and Leominster has jumped off sides.
You don't get a do-over on that, huh?
Nope, you do not.
Yeah,
offside number 2 defense, 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Once you're in the neutral zone, there's no going back.
Correct. They march off the 5 yards. It puts it deeper into Leominster territory, across the 45 to the 41-yard line. But it's third down and about a yard left to go. They need the Blue Devil 41-ish yard line or 40-yard line-ish.
40 get to the 40.
40.25, and you'll get there. It's just about the 40-yard line.
See if Boldak
third and a yard. He will hand it off for De Leon out of the gun. De Leon eludes his defender, reaches for the 40-yard line. He's got himself a Red Raider first down with the extra effort, and that was a have-to-have-it first down for the Red Raiders.
I tell you, good job out there with a shoot-top table tackle. First down, though.
First down and 10 to go for the Red Raiders. Ball located at the Leominster 40-yard line, going right to left. Shotgun snap, give it for De Leon. Right straight into the teeth of the defense. Cross the 40, drives his legs to the 37-yard line, gain 3, second down and 7.
As Fitchburg's gone back to total basics right here, though. Nothing fancy, couple of short passes, running up the middle. This is what they got to do.
Soften up the middle of the defense, works like Novocaine, works every time. Back to pass on second down. The full rush coming, and Bolak just dumps it straight over the middle of the field. Incomplete.
Full rush, I see 4, maybe 5 Blue Devils between the offensive line and the quarterback. They're not supposed to be there.
You also had Manny Encarnacion, who was wearing number 70, was deep into the second level. So that, I'd have to imagine, would have been illegal participation potentially flagged
it looked like
as well.
A screen pass that never screened out.
Third down and 6, back to pass. Bolak looks right and throws. Pass is incomplete. There is a flag out on the play, and there is a sideline warning to Leominster.
Sideline warning against Leominster. That's their first of the game.
At least that one's not going to cost them
Yeah, that
anything.
one cost them nothing. Next time
Yeah.
it cost them a personal foul. And, of course, we've seen that this has been a problem for Leominster over the last few years, being able to stay on the sideline. And this is a Federation safety rule. There is no questions about it. It is a very clear rule. There were issues with an injury and a subsequent lawsuit of an official down in Texas for a collision with a coach. Official ended up paralyzed. This is back almost 15 years ago.
yeah,
So they put the rule in place. You got to keep off the white. Period. End of discussion. 4th down, 6 to go. In Leominster territory at the 36-yard line, going right to left. Bolak checks the Rolex. Now he's calling signals. 4 receivers in the formation. He'll ask for the ball. Good snap, fake the handoff. Shows pass, tucks. Now right through the middle of the defense. Across the 30-yard line of the 25. Spun down there on the delay. It's Lucas Bolak. Whether it was designed or whether he made it up as he went, he keeps the red and gray drive alive. Gain of 14 on the play.
Nice job right there. And I tell you, he was trapped, and he did a nice job wiggling his way out of the middle.
He's across the 25-yard line to the Leominster 23. 1st down and 10 to go for the Red Raiders at the Leominster 23. Bolak, good snap, got some time, looks downfield, deep and incomplete. Stephen Bate had beat the defender Brian Aguilar, but he wasn't able to reel in the catch.
A little hand checking going on there. See if we get a replay from FATV. Look like a little grab of the jersey at the end, but officials let it go. Get a look at it here. Yeah, a little reaching out there. It's exposed his shoulder pads a little bit. He might have got away with something.
Brings up 2nd down and 10. Ball is at the Leominster 23-yard line, just inside of right hash.
Nice job by FATV, giving us some great shots tonight.
On the
helping
replay
us out
as well.
on the replay.
Leominster TV bringing you the great view tonight. Bradley Bedard here for Leominster TV, giving you the great look up here above the action. 2nd down and 10 to go, and the handoff inside for De Leon again. And De Leon is hitting the backfield. No gain on the play. There might